Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is, if you're new here, my name is Laura, aka Perplex TC. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So tonight we're going to be taking a little break from the drama and going to be discussing the Mackenzie Shirilla case. And there's a bunch of reasons why I want to discuss it. But let me put a disclaimer on this video. Everything that I'm talking about is just my own opinions. I don't have any connection to the case. I'm just like you guys. But I kind of have a little different perspective than most, or at least people that I've heard. I heard very interesting discussions this morning on Granny's Watching with B. Tim, who I couldn't disagree with more. And on the flip side, I absolutely disagree with like Drip Drab and the people that, free Mackenzie. So I'm kind of like in the middle, and I really need to explain why. And I feel like I haven't really found anybody that has my headspace about this case. So I'm like, you know what? Like-minded individuals will come together. So that's why I decided that I wanted to talk about it. I have been digging into this case for a while, and last night I happened to come across an interview with the mom. Now, personally, I think the parents are whacked out of their minds. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, or you're not familiar with the family, the dad recently got suspended from his job as a teacher in like a church, but the mom is out there. Like, this is a result of really bad parenting in multiple ways. So when I found this interview last night, it's a little long. Parts of it get a little boring, but it's a small creator, not even like, wasn't like Long Crime or anything. It was just this small creator that I happened to come across. Not that small. I mean, 16,000 subscribers, but just very interesting to hear the mom and certain things that she said. Like, she explains the gibberish, just a lot of stuff that I haven't heard yet. And I was like, oh, this is a really good interview. So I wanted to share it with you guys, and I'll let you guys know. I did reach out to the mom a couple of weeks, like a week ago. I haven't heard anything. So when I found the interview, I was like, sweet, it is JFK. You know who they are? I never heard of them until last night. So without further ado, let's do it. Whoops.
You got my name in your mouth again, twisting my life for the views you spin. Say I'm a villain, say I'm a mess, but you don't know me, you don't know less. You talk on my business like you built that brand. Never seen the work, never held my hand. Every little rumor that you throw my way falls apart when the truth gets played. And I'm tired of the smoke, tired of the show, tired of you acting like you already know. You can pour Look at yourself before you throw that stone. I've got a business to run and a life of my own. You wanna see I want peace, so take your jealousies and let it leave. Stop trying to paint me wrong. I'm not that monster, not your soul. Stop trying to paint me wrong. You know I've been solid all along. Stay out my life, stay out my lane. You got your own mirror, go deal with that pain. Stay out my life, stay out my lane. Stop being insecure and stay the hell away.
Whoops. Okay. There's a lot to unpack, so I'm going to get right into it. When I was listening to Granny's Watching this morning, I will say that I agreed with her for what I heard. Like 99% of what she was saying, I am definitely on the same wavelength as her as far as a 17-year-old and people think differently and 17-year-olds think differently. And so everything she was saying, I am on the same wavelength. Beats Him, on the other hand, was completely opposite. Beats Him, who doesn't have any children, who has never been in jail, I don't think truly understands the mentality of a prisoner or a 17-year-old or a mother, so many things. But when I was listening to them argue this morning or debate, whatever, one of the things that I thought about was about the seatbelts. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the crash on Netflix, you can even see the outline of the boys. Like he was all the way up and Dominic was still like in his seat, which makes me, if you look at the car and you just saw at the beginning of the car, at the beginning of the live, like that car smashed 100 fucking miles an hour into a wall. And yet the actual position of the main part of the car was not destroyed, which is why she survived. If they were wearing their seatbelts, they probably would have survived as well. Now, why does that even matter? Who cares? They're gone. But the reason why it matters, because it got me thinking, and again, this is just my opinions. Don't take it for gold. Do your own research. But it's just something that I really haven't heard anyone else talk about. But for anyone that's ever been in an accident, you know that it's never one person's fault 100% by insurance, standards. Like, oh, you got hit by a car? Well, you shouldn't have been standing there. And then it gets weighed like, 70-30 or 80-20. And it's like, yo, I was just standing there. Well, you shouldn't have been so close to the street and then you wouldn't have been hit. Anytime there's any kind of accident, it's never one person's fault fully. They will try to find faults in the other person as well. And that's just the way it's always been. So that got me thinking this morning. And as horrific as it is, yeah, there's no such thing as no fault. That's what I'm saying. As horrific as it is, and yes, 2 lives were lost, and it was definitely Mackenzie's fault, any which way you slice it. But I don't, and I'm telling you guys all of this up front, I don't feel she got a proper sentence simply because of that reason. If they were wearing, and I don't want this to come out wrong, because I'm not blaming the victims at all. I'm just using the insurance guidelines for accidents. And I just kind of feel like, should she do time? Absolutely. But 15 to life, based on they could have survived, maybe only had injuries like she did if they were wearing their seatbelts, because not wearing a seatbelt is against the law. And you can get tickets, you can get fined. So why is it that in her case, the not wearing the seatbelt part doesn't matter? Because in any other accident in the country, and I don't know about outside the US, but any single accident in the US, if you're not wearing your seatbelt, you then have some liability. And insurance companies won't even pay out a lot if you aren't wearing your seatbelt. So does that mean she's not liable? No, absolutely not. Of course, saying like, of course she is. That doesn't make her innocent. But I think that does change the sentence. And again, it's just my opinion and my thought process. But I just feel like that part got completely overlooked when it came to her sentencing. Because again, she's definitely culpable for it. She definitely needs to serve time for it, without a doubt. But I can't get past that part. I can't get past the fact that why is there no liability when not when it comes to guilty or innocence? I'm telling you, she's guilty as fuck. That's not my point. I'm just saying, as far as her sentencing goes, I think her serving life or possibly serving life is not fair. And I know people come back with, like B10 was like, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. But this was a 17-year-old kid. 17-year-old kid. 17-year-old kids make really dumb choices. 17-year-old narcissistic kids make dumb choices. But the law tells us that 17 years old, you can't even vote, you can't drink, you can't do anything. So it makes you think, and she very well could be a 17-year-old sociopath. Not going to say she's not. But is it a learned behavior or is it nurture? Nature or nurture? Which brings me to my point number 2. Her parents are so fucked up. I don't see how they could have a mentally stable daughter after hearing them. The mother is an absolute enabler. The father is an absolute enabler. I tend to believe that Mackenzie and Dominic were drug dealers. I think that's why they were found with drugs that they weren't doing. Lots of cash. He always had money, which makes me think they may have been drug dealers. And I believe the parents knew. And I believe Dom's parents probably knew. I don't think it was a secret. And maybe Davion was involved. I don't know. But being that none of them were high, why would you have so much mushrooms if you're not even using them? Doesn't make sense. And Dominic and Davion were never even tested, which makes no sense to me either. Mackenzie is definitely a not likable person. That's obvious. Like, she's just not fucking likable. And because she wasn't likable, and all of the prison things and all of the phone calls that came out, and believe me, that we could spend a month on this case. There's thousands of phone calls, thousands of police reports, just tons of stuff to go through, interviews, and just tons of stuff. And now I just read today that's one of her girlfriends came out. And so one of the things B. Tim was saying that has stuck with me literally all day is that she should be in jail for life. Fuck her. She was acting a certain way after court. And I keep hearing this. But what I think people are forgetting, what is crying going to do for her in court? Not in court, after court, not a thing. What is her acting? I'm so remorseful. You're not going to survive in prison like that. This is a young girl who I have a feeling it really didn't hit her yet what the fuck happened and what she was just sentenced to. I truly don't think it even hit her yet. And for someone to judge her right after she got out of right back to prison, and the way people were judging her tells me these are people that have never gone to jail. You have to adapt, and you have to adapt quickly. I heard a phone call today with her and a mom that she was scared to take a shower. She was scared to get raped in a shower. She said it, that she hadn't taken a shower in a while because she's the prettiest one there, and she was too scared to take a shower. So it hasn't been all, Snow White roses for her. And when you are sentenced to life in prison or 15 to life, you better fucking adapt. And you better adapt quickly, because these people are in there for a long time too. And they'll take your shit. They'll own you. She's a little girl. So she may be the prettiest, but she's little. And all she needs is the right person to go at her. She's done, like literally done. So I just think if people haven't ever been in that position or been to jail, they don't really understand that mentality. And that mentality is so important for prisoners that are going to be there for a long time. I also heard people say about her getting an education and that it's not right, she's getting an education. Well, they do that for specific reasons. It's not because, hey, you'll get a free education if you go to jail. It's, and this is something that I almost grabbed GW's link, but chose not to. Beats him. A lot of it is politics and I'm going to say it wrong. Reviticism. Did I get it right? Reviticism. Jails do all sorts of tests throughout, year after year, and they see what helps prisoners most. What keeps prisoners in a medium facility? Because remember, she's not at a maximum life facility. She's at a medium facility. I always say it wrong. Recidivism, whatever. You know what I mean. And they do all sorts of different tests. What keeps people out the longest? What will stop them from coming back? Will it be if we get them more normal food? If we allow them, thank you for the flower. If we allow them to have special food, if we make it normal as possible for them, will that keep them out? Like, they do all sorts of tests on this. It's not like they're like, yeah, let's just let prisoners eat, Uber or something. Let's just let them eat burritos at $14. It brings a lot of money into the jails. It helps the prisoners. maybe they found that with that, it's less fighting with the prisoners. Maybe they've learned that people get along better if they're allowed to barter, food like that. Like, I don't know. But jails don't do anything just for no reason. They literally have like test after test after test for this kind of stuff and to find out what works and what doesn't. And they do it all the time. That's how, like, 60 days in or whatever that was, they learned that pods were much better for younger inmates, and it just works better. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not stating that B. Tim is wrong in what he feels, but I am saying that there's a reason, there's all politics behind everything jails do. Just like smoking. One of the reasons they eliminated smoking in prisoners was because of the guards. The guards were getting cancer because they don't go out. They're, filled up with smoke, and they're in these rooms without windows, without doors. They're in there 8 to 10 hours a day or 8 to 12 hours a day, depending on their shift. So it's really hard for them to be with smoke all the time. So they ended up fucking eliminating smoking in prisons for that exact reason. I've heard about her clothes. Her mom sends her tons of clothes, tons of makeup. Every jail, you're allowed different things. And I guess you're allowed like more things where she is. Now, one thing I don't know, maybe one of you guys know, is she at a medium facility forever? Or when she reaches a certain age, they're going to transfer her to a max facility? Because that's something I haven't heard yet. But if she stays in a medium facility, she'll be fine. I mean, not that it's like, walk in the fucking park or anything, but she should be fine. But I was just thought maybe when she hits 21, but she is. So I didn't know if anybody heard or knew. So those are my overall thoughts on the case. I know I just kind of rambled because the interview is long, but you guys, you could see where my head's at. It is horrible. But that's what I'm saying. Is she going to be at a medium facility forever, or does she go to a max facility eventually? Because if she's being charged of murder, she should be at a max facility, which would be a lot rougher. Like, I don't think she would have all of these things. She would be in with lifers and lifers forever. And she wouldn't get away with the shit she gets away with. All right. So now let's get into the interview. I'll, talk throughout, but there's just certain things that it does get, like I said, it gets a little boring at times, but then it picks up. And again, I don't know who these people are. I found them last night. Excellent interview, though. They did a really good job. And at one point, I'm like, okay, these are like the worst interviews ever. But then it picks up, and I'm like, wow, they did a really good job. And you guys will understand why. Yep.
So sorry for your loss and what you're going through. I know it's tough, and thank you for being here and taking your time first and foremost.
Oh, you know what, Amber? I bet some of them sound like they're from Boston. So I wonder if Turtle Boy knows them personally. He probably does.
I'm probably going to cry a whole lot. So sorry in advance. I'm going to try not to, though.
That's all right. That's all right. Like I said, on this channel, we're not, see me, the reason why this case, I'm going to be real with you. I didn't really know much about this case back in 2022. You know, I heard about it here and there on Court TV and on the internet, on TikTok, popped up through the feed. But obviously with the Netflix doc that just came out, it kind of put another fire underneath it. So here we are. But to me, it's just, I just don't understand like the mindset of a juvenile, where we're at, you know, with kids, these kids nowadays. You know, how old's Natalie? She's 21, correct?
Mackenzie. You mean Mackenzie?
Mackenzie, my bad.
Yeah.
Mackenzie,
If I put my glasses on, is the glare bothering you? Because I cannot see you without my glasses.
When I first saw that, I was like, okay, dude, you can't even get her name right, but it works out.
Is the glare okay?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
How old's Mackenzie? 21?
Mm-hmm.
She's 21. Yeah. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Where did you grow up exactly?
I grew up in a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio.
And what was that like growing up?
It was great. I love my family. We have a big family and a lot of kids and great parents and pets and a neighborhood community I'm old school. So we played out until midnight, you know, and stayed out of the house all day and then came home and everything. So yeah, I had a great childhood.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. And
Yeah.
is that the same area where Mackenzie grew up?
No, she grew up in Strongsville, and she was kind of one of the last age groups to be outside riding your bike without a phone, you know? So she was kind of one of those last kids to go climb trees and dig in a ditch and play in the creek and all that stuff. So I think I ended up getting her a phone when, you know, it's rough when kids, this whole cell phone thing was rough because we started getting rid of landlines. Did you guys ever go through that where people started getting rid of their landlines? Right?
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So if you have a child who's out riding their bike all over the neighborhood, and they're at a friend's house, they can't call because there's no landline, right? And
right.
especially if you have a little, well, not a little kid, but of age riding a bike around the neighborhood.
My first thought when I heard this was like, what the fuck are you talking about, lady?
Especially a little girl, it's a scary thing if somebody approaches them and they have no means to ask for help or call stuff. I mean, I give her like a whistle to blow and stuff, but the thing is, when you go to a friend's house and they want to call,
like, what the hell does this have to do with the question? This is just like her rambling for no reason.
Call me, they can't. So they have to use the mom's cell phone, which is kind of weird, right? For a child to ask somebody to use their cell phone to call me. So we end up having to get her phone just to ride around the neighborhood and stuff. But she was one of those last kids where you always knew where all the kids were because there was a bunch of bikes in the yard, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah.
Was there a lot of crime? Was there a lot of crime in that area?
No.
None?
Not at all.
Where she grew
safe.
Up?
Yeah.
Very safe. Very
it
safe.
Still is. Mm-hmm.
What's the population over there? Do you know off the bat?
Well, it's getting a lot. Like there's a lot of new buildings and structures that are being built and shopping plazas, and the people of Strongsville are kind of trying to not pass those bills or whatever they're called because our infrastructure can't handle a whole lot and the traffic is insane. It's a lot. So there's a lot more than there ever has before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's
definitely.
still, it's still pretty safe. There's just a lot of kids. There's a lot of families, but it's definitely way more.
Now, what do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
No, that's okay though.
Okay.
Like, I don't even understand why is that a secret? You could have been broad, like, I'm in sales, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, I'm a psychiatrist. Like, you could have given broad, but she was like, no.
You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. But let me say this. So you grew up in what part of Ohio again? What was the name of it? Where you grew up?
It was in like a west suburb, like Fairview.
Oh, it's like a suburb. So how far is the city? It's Cleveland is the city, right? From where she grew. How far is that from where Mackenzie grew up?
Everything where we live, everything is 20, 30 minutes away.
Oh, okay. So
everything.
she got access to the city.
You mean the Cleveland, like downtown?
Cleveland. Yeah, yeah, to the main part of Cleveland, right?
Yeah,
Like the
everything
downtown,
is 20,
20 minutes?
30 minutes away. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Does she hang out over that way? Does she go into Cleveland, into the city at all?
I
Or
mean,
does
to
she stay
take
in her town?
pictures sometimes and things like that. She would go take photos.
Like this kind of part when I was first watching it, I'm like, do they ask like the dumbest questions? Like, what are we doing here? But it does get into it.
She had friends with like her modeling portfolio and stuff. So things like that. There's a lake, you know, we're right by Lake Erie. So we would go see like Rocky River Lake and the Edgewater Beach and stuff. It's really pretty.
Nice.
Mhm.
So let's travel on a little bit. So how was she in going to school? Was she into sports like when she was younger, say like elementary school? Did you guys have her in sports, or like what type of kid was she, if you don't mind?
No, that's okay. So we tried a couple things. We tried volleyball. That wasn't her thing. We did ballet and tap and stuff, and she kind of liked that, but she wanted to do that more with like friends and stuff. She really likes karate, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she loved karate and that whole thing. So yes, that was her favorite thing.
And she had no problem with school. Did she get into fights or anything like that? How was she? Did she work and play with others good?
So it's not. She didn't. She had challenges. Okay, there was a lot of fisticuffs with like teachers and whatnot. And I always used to tell her, like if her friend told her that she can't have something or her friend can't have something, she would stand up for her friend or herself and not like back down from that. So there was a little fisticuffs with teachers that way. But she had she had a mouth, so she used to get in trouble for her mouth quite often, but not like fights.
Now, was she like her friends at school? Were they the same? Did she keep the same group of friends from like elementary to junior high to high school? Were they the same group of friends like throughout?
Yeah, she stayed pretty friendly with all of them throughout. Mm-hmm.
And how are they feeling now about this whole situation? Is it divided or?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm giving everybody their space. Everybody's allowed to feel how they feel. It's okay.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Definitely. So now when she was young, there was no diagnosis with anything like that. Did you ever take her for like an evaluation or anything like that? Did you see anything like that might have been off with her? You know, and I mean that with all due respect.
Well, no, that's okay. She's always had like anxiety. Like who doesn't have anxiety in today's world though, right? So that's not like super uncommon. But so we were trying to get her some anxiety meds. And then I was like, well, maybe it's ADHD, which is also not super common with kids today because there's so many distractions, right? And their the devices are constantly going off with notifications, and we live in a on-demand world, right? So you don't have to wait for anything. Everything's like right at your fingertips, and it's constantly being distracted and pulled from everything. So I was trying to get her to maybe see if it's that or something. So I never got to finish with that part, but so just like anxiety, you know.
Anxiety. Did she see a doctor for that? The anxiety?
So yeah, she always talked to somebody with like tools on how to help cope with anxiety and everything and process and stuff. So she did okay with it.
Who believes that? Because I don't. If she went for anxiety, she went when she was 12. Like, but no, I don't. I think the mother's full of shit.
That.
What about the behavior? Like you said that she had this, like sometimes she had these behavioral issues. Did she see like anybody for that, the behavior?
No, she didn't. Like behavior history was like what?
Like I'm just when she like got in trouble with the teachers or anything like that, like talking back and things like that. Was that part of when she went to go see the doctor for the anxiety? Was that part of it? Was it all bunched in together?
So she went to go to a counselor for that, who would try to find tools and stuff like that. But like, it's not that she was wrong in how she was feeling, because remember, everybody is allowed to feel how they feel. It was how she coped with it and dealt with the situation. Remember, she's like 15, 16.
Right.
Teenager at the time. So we were trying to hone in.
Okay, this is why I don't believe her. She was living with Dominic for 4 years. That means she moved in with Dominic when she was like 13, because it was like 13 to 17. So I just think she's completely full of shit.
Your skills on how to deal with those kinds of situations, you know?
Now, was she in regular classes at school? Because I know where I'm from, like if you mess up, they have like alternative schools, you know, and things like that. Was she stayed in the regular part of the
Yeah.
school?
Mhm.
Oh, and she had good grades or decent grades and made it right through, no problem?
You know, when she applied herself, she'd be great, right? Just like any, you know, well, I shouldn't say just like any normal, like the average teenager applied herself, she did really well, but she got average grades.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you hit the bumpy roads for sure as a teenager.
Mhm.
So we're right in that pocket right now. Kev, you want to ask her anything?
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, I see. I mean, I can understand a lot of it. Like, you know, I mean, growing up, and like you're saying, the era of no landlines. I mean, things were just changing for a lot of us.
Yeah.
I mean, and even for us adults to adapt to it as well. I mean,
Right.
you're taking something away from that the roots of how we grew up to a change, and the schooling, I can understand, I mean, sometimes, like, what it sounds like is maybe she just kind of, had that reputation as, a little tough to manage, you know what I mean? She was, she'd voice her opinion if
You know what's funny about that is not to interrupt you, but some of the teachers there appreciated the strength in her and kind of try to cultivate that and help her grow and
Right.
move through that. And other teachers, they don't, which is also okay. I can't imagine being a teacher in today's world either. So that's okay too. But some teachers, they understood where she was coming from and they knew who she was like in here and kind of, loved her for it and stuff. And other teachers just really don't.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, and I can understand.
That's a good point. Good point,
Yeah.
Natalie. Good point.
This, as a stubborn child, let's say, or is she an only child? Does she have any other siblings?
Oh, I don't want to talk about that because I need to.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. Whatever you don't want to talk about, it's fine.
Yeah.
No pressure. We're just conversating. That's all.
Yep.
I
mean,
appreciate it. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
The
course.
biggest thing that I really that kind of come up, throughout me, kind of, starting to realize and learn a little bit about this case is the POTS, the POTS disease. I mean, when did you realize that she might need to be tested, or was she tested for it?
Yeah.
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 Did she ever have any other episodes? Or I mean, is there any, medically, I mean, is it documented at all, or?
Sure. So there's only so much I can get into because we're obviously, as you know, in the middle of an appeal.
Yes,
Right?
yeah.
So I can only talk on what I can talk on. But yeah, she was diagnosed in 2017.
Yeah.
With POTS, and she has a couple episodes and some very scary situation, which led me to go get her tested, and it turns out that she does in fact have that.
No, that must have raised her anxiety. I mean, I can only imagine. Like if you're passing out and like you don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Right.
That must be tough because I know somebody with POTS. It's no joke. It's no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough thing for sure.
It can increase your anxiety because your blood pressure, it's up and down, and it makes
drops,
you feel like into your right.
Like vertigo and all that. And then not only that, you're always anticipating an episode,
Yeah.
Like
So then explain this to me. So your daughter has this serious disease, but yet it wasn't brought into court. It wasn't given to a judge. Make sense. The lawyer didn't feel it needed to go to the judge. You just thought that the judge was going to believe you? Like, oh, okay, no big deal, no problem. Why wouldn't you bring that into court?
It's scary, like all the time, like because you have to manage what you're eating and what you're doing and stuff. So you just have to be really cognizant of your what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Now she was, and now that was in 2017. How old was she in 2017? Was she 15 at that time?
15.
Yeah, 15 years old. So she's going through that at 15 and having the anxiety, trying to get through school. Yeah. Now she never got in trouble with the law back then. She never been.
Now, from what I've read in my research over the months, she was never diagnosed. The mom said it, but she was never officially diagnosed. There's no actual documentation stating that she has POTS from a doctor. So if something has changed and something else came up, and there is, but last I knew, there is no official diagnosis.
Arrested, anything like that? If you don't mind me asking.
No.
Never.
No.
And she got her license in Cleveland, well, in Ohio, she was 17, she had a license. So you can get your license at 16 out there, or is it even younger?
I think it's 15 and a half. You can get your temps.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got to go to driving school and things like that. Did she go to driving school and stuff like that?
Mhm.
Wow. Yep. Good for her. So she was a go-getter.
Oh yeah. She's a mover and a shaker for sure.
A mover and shaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Now, within the with the the bench trial, it didn't seem like really the defense raised any they didn't really raise the concerns of POTS. I mean, was there any reason for that? I mean, is it just? I mean, how did you feel? I mean, how did you feel about the, her defense?
So my husband and I were not in the trial. Okay. I didn't get to see what I'm going to cry again. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Take your time.
Yeah, take your time.
I didn't get to see what he presented and what he didn't present. Okay. Until it was like too late. Right. So
What were you guys, you were witnesses? Is that the reason why you weren't there?
I was.
Okay. All right.
And then my husband was having health issues and like a giant mess over this whole thing. So he couldn't sit in there to like handle his health. And he just, he was in there some days. Right. But, so at the end of the trial, hold on a second.
No, that's fine. Take your time.
Oh, okay. So hold on a second.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. No pressure.
He put me out of there on purpose. He didn't want me hearing what he was saying.
There was back and forth with that one. Okay, because there was a little controversy with my husband, because at one point he told me that he might be a witness, and on the other side he might not. Like, he was kind of back and forth with Steve being a witness or not. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and he also has anxiety and couldn't handle a lot of the stuff, and we have severe PTSD. So there was some weird stuff going on with keeping him in or out of the courtroom. It was weird. Okay. Yep. So I didn't find out until after the trial that that Jim, her lawyer, didn't turn in her medical diagnosis. I don't know why.
So let me back up a little bit, right? Let me just back up, because Kev took us right to the trial. I just want to go a step before that. So she gets arrested. She hangs out with the family, right? Did she ever tell the family that this could have been a medical episode prior to her getting arrested? Did she ever mention that to them? Were they aware of that? Or is that something? I don't know what
her conversations were with them. I don't know.
So my next question would be, right, and that's fine. You don't have to answer that, right? But, well, you did answer it. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. I just want to say this. How did she get tried as an adult? How does that juvenile hearing happen? Is there a transfer hearing where they bring because in Massachusetts, let me land the question right. In Massachusetts, when you have a transfer hearing, they kind of bring in the doctors, because under 25 years old, your brain's not developed, right? Mm-hmm. So they bring in the doctors, they have evaluations, and they see if someone can be rehabilitated. Now, the reason why I asked you all the questions about school, being arrested, it seems like she would be a client for rehabilitation, right? She wasn't getting arrested, going to juvenile detention and doing all these crazy things.
Right.
And that's what they look into in Massachusetts. Now, when I looked at the Ohio law, it said that this mandatory clause. All they need is probable cause, and she gets tried as an adult. Now, if you could, can you take us through that hearing, and how did that hearing happen? The juvenile hearing to get bound over to an adult.
So that's interesting too. So she had her bind over hearing, and during the hearing, the judge had determined that there wasn't enough evidence for the aggravated part, which is obviously great, right? So the premeditation part was removed because they couldn't prove that part because there was none. So that's good. And then the interesting part was I want to touch base a little bit on the coroner report change. I don't know if you knew that part or not. Did you read anything? Did you see anything?
Say that again. If you don't mind.
Coroner report change?
I heard about
go ahead.
that.
Go ahead. If you don't mind sharing it, go ahead. If you don't mind.
So during the bind over hearing,
after the bind over, it went from accidental to.
I know, that's
homicide.
what sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. It's fine. I get it. I get it.
During the bind over hearing, the coroner, what's he called? The coroner?
Corner.
The medical
coroner.
examiner.
Yeah,
examiner?
thank you.
Medical examiner.
Yeah. So he was on the stand, and he was talking about how he examined everything, and they determined that it was an accident. Okay, so that's how it was on the coroner report change. And then the prosecution was like, well, you didn't like look at anything, right? You're just using your medical expertise. You didn't see all the evidence and anything. And he was like, no, I saw everything, and we determined it was an accident. Okay, so then after it got bound over to the adult court.
Can I just stop you? Can I just stop you right there? But what, like, when you were going through that hearing, did anybody explain, like, did a lawyer, like, what lawyer did she have in juvenile court? What lawyer did she have? Was it a public defender?
No. So that's where I was going. So his name is Jim, and he wasn't a public defender. He had said that when you're in the juvenile facility, what's it called? The burden of proof is so low. It's so low that and then he was like, do you understand what murder is? Like, that means that's not this. Like, do you understand that means intent? Like, but like, forget that. So he was so on board with it not being that, because there's no intent, right? And so he's like, the burden of proof is so low that they bind over everybody.
Yeah, because all they need is they could just try to, make like the intent, like that she drove, like she sped up, and whatever happened after that. If it's murder, then that's what it was. If they got hurt, then that's what it was. It's probably, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, because we were going to appeal. I didn't know that you could appeal that decision, right? And that's why I was like, should we appeal? And he goes, because do you understand? Like, we could, but the burden of proof is so low.
So you could have appealed. Now you could have appealed the juvenile decision.
I guess that's what but he was like, the burden of proof. He kind of talked us out of it.
It talked you out of it. Now, but they didn't have no doctors on there that interviewed her, that stepped up on her behalf in a juvenile. Because, at the end of the day, you would think that they would bring some, people in there, therapists, because she did hit a wall. And R.I.P. Dom and R.I.P. Damien. But she was in the car. And if you don't know any better from the outside in, and I don't know this for a fact, you would think that she was suicidal, right? So why wouldn't they bring a therapist in to kind of get down to why?
That's a great question.
Right?
See, that was one of my biggest questions too, was that she obviously hit a wall going 100 miles an hour. She wanted to die too. To me, you have to take that into play, even wearing a seatbelt. She would have never known, hitting a wall head on at 100 miles an hour, that she was going to be fine. Not even have permanent brain damage. Like, she was totally going to be fine. There's no way she could have known that.
We had one.
They don't do that?
We had one.
Okay, and what
And
happened?
he never called her.
At the transfer hearing, the bind over hearing, he never called her?
Mm-mm.
Why? And why is that? Did he ever give you an answer to that?
I don't know.
And what was her take, so to speak?
She had so much evidence, so much statistical research showing that this is not suicide, and this is not what it looks like when people commit suicide, especially a girl her age. Like, there's no way.
What was her conclusion, though? Like, her mindset? Because she did go into the wall. She's saying it was just an accident, or she's saying that maybe something else happened? Like, what was her take? She talked to Mackenzie?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
And what was her like analysis?
It was
on
not
Mackenzie?
suicidal. It was not murder, not suicidal. It was an accident.
Well, the crime, but what did she say? If you could, what did she say about Mackenzie? Like, her mindset, or how she was as a teenager? Like, what did because everybody on the internet.
Sinner, don't ever get in a car with Melissa. This could be you.
I don't believe what the internet says, but everybody says the most wildest things, right? And me personally, I don't feel comfortable piling on a young girl. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. But I'm trying to understand what the therapist she must have had a take, analysis on her, like what type,
She didn't say what she thought. She just said what it wasn't, right?
But a therapist said that. A therapist said what it wasn't. Like, she wouldn't say what. Like, so my point is, was that her job to see if it was an accident, or was it her job to kind of see the mindset of
Yeah, to
Mackenzie?
talk about the statistics of the suicide, or like if somebody murders, like she's a behavioral health specialist.
And she
right?
talked
So
to Mackenzie.
No, she talked to Mackenzie
No.
after. Okay, not during. So she was just there solely to talk about what a typical suicide murder accident like looks like, kind of thing. But that's what she
Yeah,
does.
see that, and yeah, and that's the issue, right? Because if she's just speaking on the
Okay, does anyone this came up yesterday. I don't, when it comes down to something that I don't know anything about, a tilt table test, is that an actual thing for a POTS diagnosis, or is this person just making something up to see if she falls for it? Because I heard this last night and I forgot to look it up. It's called a tilt table test. I have no idea what that is, though.
the case itself, what suicide looks like, then it's like in the hypothetical.
See, like for me personally, if I was in the audience, I would have asked her something random. Like, did she get the glass test? And if she would have said yes, then I would have known she was full of shit. You know what I mean?
Like, that's not what it is. But my point is, there was never a therapist that actually got on the stand and talked about what type of person Mackenzie was.
So yes, but let me go back to that one. The other behavioral health specialist has also known Mackenzie her whole life, like her whole life. So she kind of had an insight on who she was too. But there was also one who was there, her counselor, and said that she's never seen Mackenzie to be suicidal, doesn't know her to be suicidal or anything like that. And she's talked to Mackenzie her whole high school life. And she testified.
So what's the criteria? Now I understand like the intent, it's so easy, the intent to probable cause, but what's the criteria if you know, and did you get educated at that point?
No,
What's the criteria of the juvenile to be tried as a juvenile? Because under 25 years old, her brain ain't developed. Should she go in some type of treatment? You don't know. And this lawyer didn't tell you none of this stuff.
No, he just kept telling us that the burden of proof was so low. That's all he kept saying.
So is it fair to say, is your take today that they kind of fed you to the adult system? They didn't put up a fight in that transfer hearing? Because you only got one shot at that transfer hearing.
I do feel that way because I feel like we should have appealed it. I feel like and this is where I'm going to cry again, because I feel like so many opportunities were missed to show that this was not intentional. And we just missed it. Like we missed it by listening to legal counsel, which that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to rely on your legal counsel to do stuff, right?
Yeah. So now she gets by. So now before she went to, so I want to get to the jails that she went to. So in 2022, she was being held in a DYS, like a youth service, right? And when did she get transferred to adult prison? Was it when she got sentenced, or was it right when they binded her over?
It was when they bound, gosh, I haven't thought about that part in a long time. So when she got bound over, it was relatively a little after.
So she went to the county jail?
Yeah, she was there for a couple weeks.
So she went to the juvenile
during the trial.
So was she in juvenile basically up until the trial?
That's right.
So they kept her in juvenile, and then so she went from a juvenile facility where, now what was that like, that juvenile facility? Like, were they treated her better? Would she be treated like a resident versus an inmate? Like, was she a little bit more laid back? Like, what was the difference between, if you could tell us the difference between the juvenile facility through your lens to where she's at now?
The juvenile facility is, where she's at now is way better, in my opinion. I love the staff at the juvenile facility. They're so nice, and they love those kids, and I love them, and I'm still staying in contact with them.
So you're saying the juvenile facility was good versus the state?
Why would she stay in contact with the juvenile facility when her daughter is an adult? Why would she stay? She needs friends that bad? Like, why would she stay in contact?
Prison.
Well, there's three. There's the juvenile facility, county, and the prison.
Okay. So in the juvenile facility, what was her mind state like in that juvenile facility? Mackenzie.
that the truth will set her free.
Okay. And then,
So we're just
so
holding
then
on to
she,
that.
then she goes into the county. She goes to adult jail. What was that like? Did she ever like express like the change up from going to being being around kids to adults? Like, did she
It
ever?
was scary. That was a very scary situation for her and me, because you're in there with scary people, right? And some not, some are. And that was just a scary situation all the way around. A lot of unknown, treading unknown waters. We have no idea what the staff is like. And you hear all these horror stories and you see these movies about what people have to endure when they're in that situation. And she's like an 18-year-old tiny little girl who got into a car accident, and we're just holding on for like dear life through that situation. It was very, very scary.
And then she gets sentenced, right?
Mhm.
And she ends up in the state prison. What, if you could describe what that prison's like over there right now and the treatment over there? Because some people are saying it's a cakewalk and some people saying it's tough. Through your lens, what's it like in there?
I don't know. I know that there's no good days for anybody in there. It's very hard, and you always have to, walk around with eyes in the back of your head and everything. But I don't know why they call it a cup. What do they call it? A cupcake camp?
No, a cakewalk. Yeah, they call it a
Cakewalk?
cakewalk. Yeah.
Because they do have, there are programs that you can do. And it does sound nice that you have access to all of those things, right? So it could always be worse. I always tell her, and everything that she's ever gone through, thinks.
And I understand what this mother is saying 100%. You have to keep prisoners busy. Imagine looking at each other for, let's say, 10 years, and all you can look at is each other and newcomers that come in. But prisoners have to have things to do, or they're going to eat each other. Like, there's going to be way more fighting. There's going to be, but just the politics of a prison. If they have nothing to do, what are they going to do? They're going to conjure up some crazy way to either try to escape or try to overthrow the guards. Like, people forget it's jail. Forget jail, prison. It's prison. It's no joke. So, I disagree with people that are like, oh, they shouldn't get an education and they shouldn't do. Well, what the fuck do you want them to do all day? Because you get a bunch of people sitting around, a bunch of criminals that are psychologically fucked up to begin with. You gotta teach them something. You gotta have them do something, or they'll fucking lose their minds, which is the last thing you want. Like, it's not even about the prisoners. It's about the guards and just the whole system.
This can always be worse.
And another thing, the politics behind prison, prisons are funded by the state. They have to keep track of numbers, who gets hurt, who succeeds. When you have it's like a school. When you have good numbers, you get more money. When you get more money, the facility is nicer. The guards get more money. Like, it's just tons of politics. It's not about treating a prisoner better. I mean, they get minimums, but it's about just the whole facility and the people that have to work there.
No matter what you're going through, things could always be worse. So,
Yes.
Has she been participating in any programs in there for rehabilitation?
When she can, there's a lot of women in there, so it's hard. There's a wait list on a lot of those things. So when she can, she does, which is good. Yeah.
So let me bounce a little bit back again. So you're getting a lot of pushback from the internet, right? And we know that Mackenzie was active on the internet, and and from my lens, from my perspective, I think that she thought that she was going to come out with the story and people would see it her way, and it would be kind of like a free Mackenzie type thing, right? Which I guess, there is a lot of people who say free Mackenzie too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But do you understand where people are mad? Because when she was in the hospital, you guys were talking in some type of language. Now, where did she learn that? Did she learn that from you? Because that seems like something from our era. Right?
It is. So
Yeah.
It's like inbred in my family. We all speak it, like all of us, all of our lives. And yeah, so that came from, it's called Carney Talk. And
Get down.
I don't know, it's just a
Get down.
part of who we are.
Now, when she said something like blaming it, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, because I'm sure you heard this question 1,000 times.
Okay.
But when she said something like blaming on the pots, blaming on my seizures, did she say that? Was that something that she said, or did they misconstrue it?
This is the most wild explanation I think I've ever heard in my entire life. Listen up to this. It's so weird.
No. So the prosecutor, I guess in one of those documentaries, he says that what they're speaking right now is something like gibberish. And then what he says is, she says something like, can you tell him I just had a seizure? Let's just tell him I had a seizure. That's not what she says. Okay. That's not what she said. What
Well,
she
why
said,
were you guys talking like that to begin with, though? Like, is that something like, why did you
It's
guys
not.
revert to
Sit
that?
down.
because it's just a thing, because she was probably scared and didn't know what you can and can't say, right? So if you always tell, don't talk to the police without a lawyer or whatever, and she was probably scared and wanted to make sure it's okay for her to talk, that's okay. That's, in my opinion, that's responsible. You can ask me if you can talk, that's okay, right?
Right.
Because you always say, like, don't talk without a lawyer, right?
She said carny talk, like
Hey,
like a
Sandra.
carnival, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Like a carnival, yeah. Well, we have a carnival around our way in Boston. It's been around for years. It's called Fiesta Shows. The bumper cars is still the bumper cars from 1975, but that's another story. I think they need to update their carnival. Fiesta Shows. Who's going to the? I'm still going though. I don't care if it falls apart. I'll still be there.
You
Right.
should.
But yeah. So, but you can understand why the pushback
Can I
is,
go
right?
back on? Yeah, I totally
You can
understand
say
that.
whatever you want.
But that's not what she says. Okay, what she said was, and I'm going to tell you, okay, because the word seizure, okay, in carny talk is loaded with Z's. It's very hard to say in seizure, right? So it's
Can you say it to us right now?
seizure, seizure. There's too many Z's in there.
So if you don't mind saying, blame it on the.
Like, what the fuck is that? That was the strangest explanation I've ever heard. Even if you put a lot of Z's on it, it's still seizure. ZZZ seizure is still seizure.
Seizure. Go ahead and say it in that language.
I'm
if you don't
afraid to
mind.
do that, because what if they edit and snip a soundbite and plug it into other
right.
things? Like, I
That's
don't
fine.
trust
That's fair.
anybody.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
just don't want them to do that to her or me.
No, I get
But
it.
if you
And I'm
listen
not
to
trying.
that sentence, there's no word. That word is not in that sentence.
Okay. So here she is now, right? You're getting all this pushback. She's talking now. When you guys were talking about Kim Kardashian and all these different things, I mean, was this a mechanism? Because the way I took I didn't hear all the phone calls. Let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's a lot of phone calls. People are just nitpicking every single one. But the one that I heard about, one
Yeah, there's thousands of phone calls now.
from the UK or something like that, you were telling her this is everywhere now. And I feel like, you basically were trying to calm her down a little bit, and then people took it like you guys were laughing. I didn't really see it that way. My opinion, I didn't see it that way. I seen like, you were saying that it's out there, the awareness is out there. She still stood on her square and said, "Hey, I'll tell the truth. I don't care. I got nothing to hide." And they just took that all wrong. But like I said, that is my opinion. People take it the way they take it. But do you feel that she has remorse? Like, and like, what was that like during that whole process? I heard you speak about it in trial. When that whole situation happened, like, what was that like, her going through, and then her handling, like, she got broken. Like, what was that like?
So I wanted to touch base first of all on the phone call. Okay.
Mhm.
I feel
Thank
so
you.
bad that people think I'm laughing, and I'm probably going to cry again. So forgive me. I'm going to try not to, though. I wasn't laughing. I wasn't laughing at the situation or the accident. Okay. I wasn't really laughing at all. After the car accident, we had gone through so much, and the other families too, obviously. But we
Right.
had gone through so many, like, oh my God, like, what is happening? And so many scary, dark moments in time, right? And all those times, like, there were so many conversations before those phone calls that nobody knows happened, crying.
Meanwhile, Mary, she turned out to be a wonderful young lady. She's a mom now. She's out of the spotlight. She changed her whole world around. Like, she's really a good person.
Crying, looking at pictures of his phone, listening to his music, going through memories, so many phone calls of of all of that, of us crying together and talking about that nobody gets to know. So all people hear are the phone calls where she's in the trial, which is a terrifying situation. Okay. So when that phone call happened,
I agree.
right. So we're literally in survival mode during that time. And we can't believe that any of this is even happening. And we're really just trying to survive second to second. Okay. But we had so many conversations before those phone calls where we're like, it's okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to get like wrongful conviction people, that, innocence and things. And Mackenzie, she's 17 years old, right? So the first person she thought of was Kim Kardashian, because that's who helps people. That's who raises awareness, right? So by the time that phone call happened, where somebody had told me that it reached, I don't know, I think it was some publication in the overseas, you have to celebrate the wins. You have to celebrate the wins. Otherwise, you're going to get lost in the dark. So when we got that news, I was like, oh my God, it's overseas. Maybe it'll get to her first so we don't have to, because I wouldn't even know how to like reach anybody like that to help. So in that moment, I was a little bit thankful, shocked. I can't believe this is happening, that it might get to her before we even figure out how. That's all. It didn't mean disrespect to the families or anything. I would never be disrespectful to the families.
Since we're in that pocket, Natalie, let me ask you this: what was Dom like?
Oh my God.
Now, this is where a different perspective plays a part. Forget that the mom's crazy. Okay. We all know the mom is fucking batshit crazy. But at the end of the day, this is her daughter who she almost lost. I don't blame her for feeling the way she's feeling, because your daughter, fucked up. Your daughter's going to prison for however long, 15 years, a million years. You're probably going to be dead by the time she ever sees you outside of prison walls. You got to have hope for her. You got to think positively. You can't sit there and dwell in shit if you can't change it. So I don't blame the mom for being the way she's being. Putting aside her psychosis and her psychoticness and her enabling, just in general, as a mom who would go to jail for my kid and say that I killed someone, even if it was my kid, I would do that. So I get where the mom's at right there. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I absolutely get where she's coming from. And I know a lot of people don't.
Can't do this to me.
I'm just, I think it's only right, that, you're talking about how, you wasn't laughing. So why don't you tell us about Dom and how you feel about Dom? This is your chance. If, take your time if you want,
I can't talk about them.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm in so much pain. I feel so bad for them.
That, my friends, is bullshit. What do you mean you can't talk about them because you're in so much pain? Get the fuck out of here, lady. I understand sticking up for your daughter, but there's absolutely no reason you can't mention the victims. Shut the fuck up.
And that's understandable. That's understandable.
Go ahead, Kev, take it away.
When you lay down that phone call and how your reaction was, I can understand that. I mean, it was just, it's like screaming from the rooftops and somebody finally heard it, and I get that. I mean, I could see, your emotion it's getting out there, Mackenzie. Other people are listening. Other people are chiming in. And I wouldn't say that would be, I wouldn't say that would be a negative reaction.
The other thing too that people don't understand is like grief and trauma, and we have such bad PTSD. It's like this, right? So there were moments when we were mad about what was happening, and that's okay. I say to everybody, everybody's allowed to feel how they feel. We are too. We're just like everybody else, right? So some of us were mad. Like when after the car accident happened, we spent every day with the families. Well, I tried to get in touch with the family.
So let's stay there for a second, right there. Let's. I think that's something that I haven't heard much of that from you anyway. So when the accident happens and nobody, and Natalie gets out Mackenzie gets out the hospital and things like that and is on the mend. Everybody's hanging out and everybody's celebrating Dom and trying to get not over this, but trying to cope with this. Everybody's together. Everybody's together at that point.
Yeah. So we spent every day together, every day.
Let's also put a different spin on this, okay? What would you do if you raised a psychopath? How would you handle it? How would you be able to handle raising a psycho? And knowing that your daughter is a murderer, your beautiful young 17-year-old daughter is a fucking pathological psychopath. Maybe she wanted her to go to jail. Maybe all this is just an act because of Mackenzie. Maybe her and the husband came to the conclusion that their daughter is a fucking psychopath and there's nothing they can do to help her. And she's in the best place possible. But because they created her, maybe that's why they're being nice to her. I don't know. Just a thought.
The second we got home from the hospital, she wanted to go to the memorial and stuff. We were there every day, leaving flowers.
So, I'm going to pull this comment up right here because,
okay.
Like I said, I want to talk to the people.
Oh.
My take on this whole tragedy, right?
Oh.
R.I.P. Dom and R.I.P. Damien, and prayers to Mackenzie doing time. My thing is the juvenile mindset. What's the criteria to open up dialogue about what's happening to the kids out there? Social media, how things start interfering with these kids' minds. That's what we're talking about. We also talk about Eddie O'Brien in 1995, a kid that did 30 years that was tried as an adult and should have he been tried as a juvenile. So everything is all together as one. But this right here is, of course, it's a jab as usual because that's what you get in live streams. It says sad JFK is allowing her to lie on his platform. How do you feel when people say that you're lying? And what did the social media onslaught? What does that feel like? If you could describe it.
It's hard because it's just hard because we're being judged on if you knew me, they don't know me, they don't know us, we have not spent time together, right? So how would you like it if they took and picked your worst moments and compiled it into a little segment for you to be judged on? That's not who you are. That's not who you are.
But do you think that Mackenzie made a big mistake from trying to go to the internet to clear her name and it kind of backfired on her?
Oh, you mean her Instagram post?
Well,
which one?
She was heavy into the internet or age, whatever it is. You tell me about it.
Being so much on the internet after the accident and not letting it breathe, so to speak. And then it kind of backfired on her.
What parts after the accident?
The time being after the accident, after she got better, or being in her hospital bed, being on the internet, going live, talking about things, just all that time after the accident.
And then all of a sudden people hear a different version of the story saying that she drove and staked it out and this and that, and there's no remorse. And, and that now all of a sudden the internet starts turning, right? Did you know she was on the internet like that? And how did you feel? And how do you feel about her internet use? Was that an issue with you, or did you just let her do whatever she wanted?
Well, after the accident, there are people that care about her and wanted to see how she was doing, right? So she posted those videos of herself laying in the bed or whatever for her family and people that care about her. So I didn't have a problem with that part.
What about
those parts?
Yeah, I think, is that what you're saying, Jay Bro? You want to elaborate a little bit more?
No, just like how she just, all right, for instance, how I know when we talked, you told her to go have fun, which is understandable. You don't want to drown yourself in the sorrow and whatever.
Yeah.
I've been there. I get that.
Oh,
but,
that's you.
like,
I was talking to. Hi.
yeah.
Nice to meet you.
So, like, for instance, the lives when she was getting dressed for Halloween, normal, and then you know how she did her TikTok videos and was still like trying to be a celebrity out there. And
No.
I think that's why a lot of people.
Listen, what they were doing, what those kids were doing was so sweet. And it was turned around. So I feel so bad for them. Okay. Because what they did was, okay, so Mackenzie's home from the hospital and she's laying in bed, immobilized. Remember, because she broke everything, right? Including her spine, or she got her C1. I can't even believe she can even walk, right? So she was laying in bed for 3 months, unable to walk, unable to do anything, the whole time scrolling, looking at his pictures, his music, memories, like living in this darkness, right? So by the time she was able to get up and like kind of start to move around, I would be like, honey, it's okay to be sad. It's always okay to be sad. We just can't live there, right? We just can't live there. So I wanted her to go. Her friend Rosie was in college, and wanted her to come for the weekend, right? So I was like, you need to get up, change the scenery, get off your phone, go be with your friends, and go get out of your head, right? Go get out of your head. So her friends took a moment for them to go do something. And actually the whole thing, what they did was in honor of Dom and Davion, right? Which was super sweet. So they turned that moment of hanging out together and they brought Dom and Davion with them too, which was very sweet. So they were all kind of together that weekend in a way, which was very sweet.
Let me ask you this. I got another comment pulled up here, right? It says
Okay.
she laughed after victim impact statements. Now, I don't know who the person's talking about. Is she talking about
Me?
I don't know if she's talking about you or she's talking about Mackenzie. Do you know anything about that? Does anybody know anything about that? Who is
She
this
didn't
comment
laugh.
talking about? No. So that's not a thing.
No. Well, that's on video. You could even see it.
Okay. Yeah. So now she's in this facility right now, and what happened with this appeal being denied? Can you speak to that? One day, what was that all about, and how did that happen?
Well,
They missed
we're
it by
in the
one day.
process of, right. So we're in the process of that too. And I have a huge problem with that. And actually, if at some point, I'm going to try to figure out, I don't know anything about the legal world or law world. Like none of us have ever been in trouble with any kind of law. So I don't understand how this side of the world works, but I don't understand how a defendant could be penalized for a lawyer's mistake, especially missing a deadline. Like, how is that the defendant's fault? Like this whole post-conviction, all of her truth, which would prove that it wasn't intentional, is.
So in case you don't know, the lawyer, their appellate attorney, a day late and try to say that it was a leap year, so it was okay. I don't know why the guy filed a day late. I mean, you shouldn't cut it that close, but that's why their appeal was denied. It had nothing to even do with evidence.
It lives and dies in this document that's now they're saying is a day late. I don't think that that's right, but so that's.
Do you think that Mackenzie, right now that you see her going through all this, right? Do you think Mackenzie has any type of mental issue at all? Like that now that you see, like your personal opinion, I know you're her mom's and you got to stick up for her, but do you think that she should be evaluated? You think there's a misdiagnosis somewhere?
I think she's maybe, well, ADHD, ADD, but nothing more, nothing, anxiety, ADD, like all of that. There's nothing. No. Okay. She's been in therapy. That's what I mean. Like,
if my daughter went into a wall at 100 miles an hour with the love of her life and her best friend or his best friend, I don't think that I would say she has no mental issues. I think that's pretty severe mental issues. Just saying.
Like she's been in therapy. Like yeah.
Right. So now what about the weed? She was smoking a hell of a lot of weed, man. And the weed nowadays, man.
Wait, I want to go back to that behavioral thing one more time too.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
Whatever you
in the
want.
juvenile facility, she was also talking to a therapist in there as well, who has all those letters at the back of her name. And if there was something there, she would have been.
So that's so okay, cool. So when she was in the juvenile facility, doctors came in and she was open to them and talked to them.
Yeah.
And
The mental health.
do you yeah, so do you have that if you have that paperwork where a doctor explains her mindset, I mean, this is the type of stuff that should be released in that space of
she
time,
made,
especially at
Yeah, I'm sorry. She did speak at the trial. There was a letter they read at the trial. She spoke on her behalf.
now what
the
the big one that not the juvenile transfer hearing, the one that she got
Yeah.
15, like right. So what was that letter like? What did she say?
Well, I can't remember word for word, but
Yeah.
her behavior was great. She was like, I'm probably going to get ripped on for saying this, but she was like a star student. I don't know how else to say it. So she did all the programming. She was the top of her class in this culinary class that she was in.
In DYS.
Yeah.
So she was thriving in DYS in juvenile detention, you say?
That's right.
So that's why I'm here, because I'm trying to understand what is the criteria of juvenile being tried as a juvenile.
I don't know.
Because if she's doing good and under 25, her brain's not developed, and they could put her in these type of settings, and she can thrive. Maybe she can work her way out, reset her brain a little bit, and navigate herself away from this. But once you throw it in the jail, I mean, I can only assume you're going to adjust it. You know, you got to adjust. It's not home. You got to adjust. It's a whole different, especially state prisons. It's got to be crazy.
Yeah, she was doing really well.
And if she was, going through these programs, talking with the counselor in juvenile hall, and then, you would assume to believe that that documentation, that analysis of her through juvenile hall would move on and help her set like a daily program or something.
They didn't care about that though, huh? The lawyer didn't bring none of that up. These are the things that I don't know. I don't know the Ohio law. I'm gonna have to talk to some lawyers. I guess it's all similar worldwide, but I know right now this case that we've been covering for months now, Eddie O'Brien, he has a Rule 30 over that transfer hearing. So basically, what happened to him, just to give you an insight, I'll make it quick.
Sure. Okay.
When he was in a transfer hearing, when he was in the DYSs, he just didn't say nothing. He didn't want to talk to anybody because he's like, I didn't do it. So they used that. They brought therapists in, and the therapist said by not talking, he's someone that he's not good for rehabilitation by not ever talking to him. But he has a right to remain silent. That's his First Amendment. He doesn't have to talk if he don't want to. So they used that against him in the transfer hearing to bound him over to an adult. And he went to adult prison when he was 17 too, and he's been in jail 31 years.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is the the parallels of juvenile justice and the mindset. If a kid is not, and it seems, and I mean this with all due respect, Natalie, it seems like you don't know anything about the law out there in Ohio. Like you're just learning now on the fly, which was their advantage for sure.
I know. That's why, I don't know. I'm the most boring person you can think of. I crochet and watch Marvel movies. I don't know this world. I don't want to. I'm glad I don't. And I also hate that I don't know, because they are taking advantage. Well, not taking advantage. I feel like that's why I need to rely on legal counsel, because I don't know. What can I do? What are all?
See, but she's not totally wrong for that either. Before my custody fight, my mom didn't know the first thing about the law. Why would she? Same thing with my dad. Why would they? Why would I? I didn't know anything. I mean, I learned a lot, but I didn't know anything beforehand.
All the things I can do. What should I be doing? What's next? What should I be looking for? What should I watch out for? Right? Because I don't know.
So what, why didn't they, again, to Kevin Kerr's point, why didn't they did they have the doctor testify about the pots? They didn't let that in?
You mean at the trial or the bind over?
At the
I have no idea what just happened at all. No, I don't know what happened. That was weird. Like all of a sudden I saw it go off. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Did your internet just go out for a minute? Phoenix? Did your internet go out for a minute? That was weird.
And
I wasn't
whose
here.
idea was it to go to a bench trial? And when they said go to the bench trial, how was that message delivered to you? Like, what did the lawyer say? Like, we're better off going to a bench trial? Like, what was
So-
his? How did that conversation go?
That's a good question. So the first day of the trial, we were all there, and it was, I think, like 8:00 in the morning, and we're all looking at each other like, what is it? Is it a bench trial? Is it a jury trial? Like, what is it? Like, do we know?
Don't curse me like that. And I don't know what happened. It was all of a sudden I look at the screen and it's like not there anymore. I'm like, what the fuck?
We still didn't know, and then we found out that it was going to be a bench trial, and we're like, oh my gosh! So that was surprising because I feel like we maybe should have known before that.
No, I actually think my internet flashed for a second. I don't know, because I saw like a buzzing thing. And then I went and checked the internet and then it came back.
But sorry, my bell is ringing. And then I found out months after she was at Marysville that she wanted a jury trial. And
Who wanted the jury trial?
Mackenzie.
And he still pushed for the bench trial?
Word to the wise. Always, 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 always do a jury trial. Always.
Yeah. Can you hold my? I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
My mailman is
Go
at the
ahead.
door.
No, go ahead.
Okay,
go
I'm
ahead.
ready.
Go ahead. Yeah. No.
And never, ever, ever plead guilty to even a traffic ticket. Even if you're busted, don't ever plead guilty.
No problem. I'm gonna take her off the stage real quick. So listen, I hear someone saying JFK's botching. Listen, I'm not gonna, just because I'm not doing the interview, this is more like a conversation interview, so to speak, some Q&As, conversating. You guys know this trial. You guys know what it is. You guys know the points. You guys feel the way you feel. So be clear. You guys already feel the way you feel. So by me asking her why this and why that, I'm not trying to interrogate her. Her daughter got found. Damien, R.I.P. Dom, R.I.P. Be clear. I get it. Like, the victim's number one, always number one on the JFK show. R.I.P. Dom, R.I.P. Damien, for sure. But I'm not. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to interrogate her. If that's what you want me to do, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I see people saying, hey, you need to say this, you need to say that. I'm trying to get an understanding of the mindset, how this verdict came out, and just try to get an understanding of this story from the horse's mouth without trying to interrogate her off a documentary. I'm trying to talk to a human. So excuse me as I kiss the sky. Thank you. How am I doing, Jay?
Well said, JFK.
You're doing great. You're doing absolutely great, bro.
Goddamn, well said.
Thank you, sir.
This is a live stream. This is real time.
This is real time. It's a live stream. So Kev, so there was a therapist in DYS. She was doing, she was cooking. She was scrambling eggs. She was making pizzas. Yeah. She was thriving in them settings. Did she get into any fights in DYS?
Well, she was the victim of a couple of them for sure, which was scary.
No, she didn't quit. She had a phone call.
Some of the children, as you can imagine, can be pretty aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So,
for the most part, she did well.
Like, yeah, she maybe got in trouble for her mouth. It's always her mouth, right? But she's not a violent person. So no fights like that or anything.
Go ahead, Kev.
Sorry, I'm out of breath.
We were talking about the bench trial and you said that you and your husband were potentially witnesses. Were you ever called to the stand?
Yes.
Yeah. It seemed like at the end of the impact statements, you know, I'm sure, you know, you were trying to, you know, get out all the things that were missed, or all the things that you felt like were overlooked, you know. And I'm sure a lot of people based your response and stuff in a negative way. But I mean, I just want to let you know that, I mean, you know, for a mother to see, you know, regardless of the accident, or you know, it's still your daughter, you know, that
And I agree with that 100%.
you're there supporting and standing up for. You know, I just want to say, like, you know, I didn't, you know, I felt like you were trying to express yourself to the fact that, you know, these things weren't looked at, you know, that there was concerns that, you know, that you were trying to, you know, reach out about, you know. I can just, what I'm trying to say is I just feel like I feel like that was a tough thing for you at the end, because you really wanted to get these points out, you know.
Well, the thing is, and thank you for bringing that up. I mean, when she was sentenced, this is the craziest part that people don't know, or maybe they do know. I don't know. Or maybe they heard it and really didn't put it together, right? So after she was sentenced, the way she was sentenced, I had to sit there and listen to the judge's summation, right? She picked that route. She chose that time of day. Everything that she said, right? And I know that didn't happen, but I'm like, what? Because none of what she said was in the trial. You can read the transcripts. Like, nothing she said was in the trial.
That I find very interesting. I didn't read the transcripts, but if that's true, that's fucked up. If what she's saying is true and the judge did not go by what was actually in the trial, that's illegal. I mean, and because of that, she does deserve to be free. Just based on that alone. A judge is never supposed to rule on emotion or, hearsay. So again, I don't know what's real and what's not because I didn't read the transcripts, but that's pretty important if that's true.
So I was like shocked and like, what is happening? Like, what is happening? So I didn't know to the extent though. So when she was saying those things to me, I was like freaking out and like shocked because none of that. I don't even know where she got that information or why she would say something like that.
It was social media. She definitely got it from social media. So that's why, I mean, I really want to see these transcripts because if she's being denied for an appeal based on a judge that didn't even follow proper procedure, by all intents and purposes, she deserves to be free.
Okay. And then the other part was.
But on the flip side, the mom could be loony, which she is, and be making this up. I don't know.
The TikToks that they used, right, to make her look bad, or to use however they wanted to use them. Okay. There's no date on it, right? So they showed this as her making it after the car accident. And that wasn't the case. That was made like years before, right? But there was no date on it. And then so the judge said,
now, is that a fact? What you're saying?
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yes. So when the judge said,
now that Rose girl, she said the same thing. She said that, that TikTok was at a time that everybody was doing those TikToks and it wasn't after the fact, like it was trending on TikTok. So I don't think that should have been used against her either.
Do you know when these were made, the prosecution said no, and they let him use it anyway. And I don't know if her lawyer could have objected at that point or not, but he didn't. And how can you allow something in? There's no date. Like, you can't even confirm when it was made. So it made it look like,
what's that got to do with the presence of mind and all that? Like, I don't understand.
because they were maybe making it look like she's making these TikToks after the car accident. See
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Right?
Right.
And she wasn't. That was years before.
Mhm.
And then the other one was a concert that they went to. It was a Kid Cudi concert, and I can show you text messages. Like, that friend group, Rosie, Bubba, all of them, they had Dom, Davion, they all had plans to go to this concert together, right? They were making plans to go to this thing together. So they went to the concert to live out their plans for their friends. Like, and they tried
And
to
when
use
was
that.
this concert was what, October?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
did Dom have tickets at that time? Like, was it already pre-planned, or they were just talking
No,
about
because tickets weren't out yet. So they were talking about them. Okay.
it? Okay.
So they went to live out their friends' plans together. Right. So they made it seemed like she's going out here to all these concerts, going to these parties, living life, no remorse, when that's not the case at all. It's just not the case at all. That's why I always say I can't blame, I'm going to cry again. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I can't blame people for feeling the way they do, because if I saw that, I'd feel the same way. But like, you don't understand until you're in this situation how crazy this kind of a situation is, because it can happen. Like, I never would have thought a judge can say those things without anywhere, or like that they can use those images with no date and to make it look like how they need it to look. It's very scary. So I don't blame people for feeling how they feel, but it's not real. It's not true. It's not accurate.
Now,
And
you
it's-
do.
You know,
Go ahead. Sorry, Kev. Go ahead.
you know, and I mean,
Okay, Amber, I wanted to double check because I didn't think you were right, and I'm right. You're not right on that. A judge can, even if you submit evidence due to due process, a judge, even in a bench trial, cannot rule on something that has not been discussed in court. And I had a feeling that I was right on that, and I was. So all the evidence doesn't have to be submitted, but a judge cannot make a ruling based on evidence that may have been submitted but was not discussed.
I wanted to say this too, is that, it's like how you stated, when after the accident, after this tragedy, you were with the families. And then throughout the trial, there's a bit of a divide. And then now you're having to, accept that.
Well, even to go back even a little bit further too, like the whole Halloween thing, she was talking to his mom like all throughout up until the day she was arrested. Like, his mom.
What was that? So they were friends. They went out and drank coffee. Like, what did they do? Like, if you don't mind me asking.
Well, they helped buy things to decorate the grave together, the flowers, the lights and stuff. And then she came over and picked up Mackenzie.
So what was the divide? Is it fair to say the divide was when she said, well, I'm asking
Yeah.
Was the divide when she turned around and said, I could have had a medical emergency, and they didn't hear that before, and then she put that in the mix? Like, was the divide? And if that was, do you understand why there's a divide?
I have no idea. I don't know. And
if that's the case, and if that was the case, right? If that was the case, why wouldn't she just say it to her? Why would she keep that a secret?
I don't know.
Now,
Okay.
the other thing I had heard your husband, kind of had an interview with the TMZ, and he spoke on the black box. He spoke on the analysis. Now, is this something that you guys have provided now, or is it the same analysis being looked over as from the the Commonwealth out there, like the state?
Well,
is it the same? Is it their analysis that now you're having someone else relook, or did you in any way have somebody hired to go over that, that analysis,
well, that's just from the trial. Yeah, that's just from the trial. Like, all they have is the last 4.8 seconds or something.
Yeah.
And initially I had thought maybe they don't know the airbags had gone off because I don't understand.
I have no idea why that opened up 5 different things.
How anybody can drive, let alone steer in the dark with the airbags deployed, right? I'm like, maybe that wasn't in there. But then when I went back and read, because remember, I wasn't in there, so I don't know what was said and what wasn't said, right? But when I went back and I read the transcripts, it is in there that the side airbag curtains, am I saying that wrong? The side air curtain deployed, right?
Yep.
Before the intersection. So I was like, did they not hear that? Like, did anybody not hear that? How can you drive when the airbags are deployed in the dark? Because those explode.
Yeah, they explode and the car shuts right off.
Yeah.
Right when the airbags pop, the car shuts off. But if you're going 100, it ain't stopping though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Have you thought about getting your own investigator to go over the case?
Wait, what? So I can't talk about a lot of things because we're in the process of an appeal, right? But
so let me say this. Let me get some clarity on that real quick.
Oh yeah, I told him that already. I told him that already.
You know, from
sorry,
accident to homicide.
My mom. Go ahead. Sorry.
Let me get some clarity on that. So you got denied an appeal, right? And now you have another appeal. Like, how does that? So there's 2 appeals. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm kind of like I said, I don't know Ohio law. So what was the appeal that you got denied, and what is the appeal that you have going on? If you can let us know.
This is
like, what is it? What's it called?
Okay, so the first appeal is still going on, right? The direct appeal is still moving forward. That's still going.
The direct. Okay. The direct appeal. Yeah. And so what's the other?
Oh, it's totally cool, Dawn.
What was the other appeal? What's that about? Like, she could, like, is that something different?
Now, did Turtle Boy explain this better, Amber? Because I didn't even understand this.
So the post-conviction, so you have the direct appeal. Lord, I hope I'm saying this stuff right. So you have the direct appeal, then you have the post-conviction. The post-conviction is everything that wasn't brought to trial, right? The medical expert brief, the text messages where she didn't threaten to crash the car, but he did, which was their whole basis for prior calculation.
Can we stop there? So what about those text messages? I've been hearing a lot about those text messages. So basically they were saying that she threatened to crash the car before, but it was actually him. And you have text messages to prove it?
Yeah. Yeah. So
and how did you obtain the text messages?
They're on her phone.
Okay, you want to speak to it? Go ahead.
Yeah. So when they were on the freeway, she called because Dom had grabbed the wheel and threatened to crash the car, and she was scared. So she pulled over to the side of the road, and I told her I was very proud of her for doing that, because if you're ever scared, pull over and make whoever that is get out of the car, right? So she had sent a text message to his mom saying, Dom is scaring me. He needs to get out of my car. He's not getting out of my car. If he doesn't get out of my car, I'm calling my dad. He tried to crash the car and hurt me, right? So then there's that one. And then, so there's that.
Was that the same day the kid?
See, but the problem is, even if Kenzie set it up, even if it's total bullshit, who do you believe? You have text messages from her phone stating that this is what happened. You have hearsay coming from the mom on the mom side, but that's hearsay. Everything that she was charged with was hearsay. Here you have direct evidence stating the opposite. To me, that holds weight.
A witness said that she said she was going to do that. He heard that.
Yes.
So a witness is saying he heard it, but yet she texts Dom's mother saying that it was Dom who was acting up that day.
If you read the transcripts and compare it with the text messages, something is amiss. Something is amiss. So just no. Something is amiss. So
you want to speak to that, Jay Brill, about the text messages? You got any questions about that?
No, I heard from before I spoke with her, I heard how he called one of his family members, and they said that Hunch guy was gonna go pick him up because she tried to kill him on the highway. But then after I heard that, I was watching a podcast where it showed the text on that same day at the same time that it was actually him who pulled the steering wheel, because she was texting. Remember I told you the father? I wasn't sure if it was the father or the mother, but she texted the mother that he tried to kill her and she needs to get out of the
Not killer. Not killer. He tried to crash the car and hurt me.
Yeah. Crash
Yeah.
the car and hurt her.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing. But here's the thing. Say he did do that, right?
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if the car did crash and someone did die, the intent was to crash, and whatever happens after that, you're charged with accordingly in the state of
Yeah.
Ohio.
He'll
which is
get
crazy.
blamed for it.
So you still get
Yeah.
murder.
So if you read those
That's
text
wild.
messages, she says there's like a 10-minute pause in there, and then she says Hench is on the way, right? So if she says Hench is on the way,
Someone's saying those are two different incidents.
no,
No. Be clear. She's saying
there was
no.
only
That's on the
one
same day.
incident on the freeway.
So
Yeah.
the same day the witness stepped up and said, "Hey, this is what I heard," is actually the same day that
Same day.
Mackenzie called moms up and said, "Listen,
That's right.
something happened." Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So
And like I
let's get
said,
some-
I heard this before I spoke with Natalie.
Yeah, it was the same day.
of course you did, Jade, bro.
So if you listen to, like, the first thing she says is, Dom just tried to crash the car and hurt me. He needs to get out of my car. If he doesn't get out of my car, I'm calling my dad. She's pulled over at that time, right? And then his mom says, Hench is on the way. So at that point, she's already pulled over, right? So Hench it doesn't make any sense. It just
So I see a lot of people in here, right? And I think, so Nina, she said, talk about the jail calls. No remorse and one of the witness to be dead. Is that something that was said? Like I said, I didn't hear all these jail calls. I don't know about you guys. I don't listen to every jail call. But
I did hear a lot of them, but I heard remorse in a lot of them, so I don't know where this is coming from.
But so you have the platform right now, Natalie. What would you like to say about these jail calls? Why do you think they're coming off wrong? Are you defending them, or are you here? Like, what's your take on them jail calls?
So that's what I was telling you, like grief and trauma, it goes like this, right? So in a lot of those calls, we were angry. A lot of those calls were sad. A lot of those calls were trying to figure out what's happening. Right, we're in survival mode. So it's depending on what stage of grief we're at. I don't know. We don't want anybody dead, right? But we were going.
After this, I'm going to play one of the calls that I heard today. I was like, oh my God, this can't be for real. Like the two of them, it just can't be for real. But
through a very, very, very difficult time. And I just hope that none of you are ever in that situation. Right. And honestly,
someone in the chat wrote, Mackenzie is under a great deal of stress, so she's not going to be all happy and gay. She sounds pretty happy in the calls.
Honestly, too, I don't understand.
Do you understand why people think they look awful? Do you get it though? When you look at it?
Well, yeah, because there's just no. Yes, I understand why people are feeling the way that they're feeling. I can't explain it other than ups and downs of grief and sadness and anger, for what your daughter's going through. It's hard.
Yeah.
I don't. I
get it. I get it. It wasn't. I mean, the point is, it's like, it's just that's just the way it all went down. Is what you're saying, and it is what it is, right? But you definitely feel remorse, right? Is that what you're saying?
Spent 4 years crying. I cry every day.
4 years.
Mackenzie cries every day. My husband cries every day.
I'm going to pull up certain things from the chat. One person.
Yeah, but the question is, why are you crying? Are you crying for Mackenzie?
Is asking, obviously.
Are you crying because you're raised a sociopath? Are you crying because you're never going to see your daughter outside of prison walls? Or are you actually crying because of what she did? That's the question.
Most cliche, unoriginal No disrespect to his piece. I mean, this is a question I'm sure she can't answer, or she doesn't know the reason why. Why was she going 100 miles per hour? Do you have any insight on that? And do you even want to answer it?
That's the problem with this case. Like everything is story time. Everything is story time. Like they're taking a situation that they're looking at the black box data and they're creating all these things of what could happen when nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. I don't know. I don't know why she was going 100 miles an hour. I've heard a lot of people are messaging me and sharing with me their stories of things that happened to them. You know, this same thing happened to me. I passed out. I was going 100 miles. I crashed. Luckily, nobody died. But my
Now, let's talk about that street. Now, you familiar with that street? How long did you live in that town, if you don't mind me asking?
That's okay. 20 years.
20 years. What's that street all about? Is that a street where people fly up? Is that like, because me and Kevy Kev, we grew up in Lynn, and there's a place in Saugus, Mass. This is in Massachusetts, and it's a place called Snake Hill, and it goes crazy. And I can't even tell you how many times I just took a ride on Snake Hill to do the Snake Hill things. Probably wasn't, in hindsight, probably was real stupid, but that's what we did. So is that a street where you go on and say, let's see what this got, and you fly up? Do you see people doing that?
I don't see it, but I've heard kids do that. Yeah. A lot of my friends even said, I lived there. I grew up as a teenager there. There's no lights. So I have heard that kids do that.
It's a known cut through.
You know?
Don't cut through.
You know, my question I wanted to ask too is, you know, what's the lighting like on that street? Is there a lot of street lights out there in Iowa?
It's an industrial.
Ohio.
It's an industrial.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's okay. I don't know because, like I said, it's a cut through. I don't know if I've ever paid attention to how lit it is or not, but it's a common cut through. Everybody takes that cut through because it directs one major street to another major street, and there's no light.
According to that video, it looked, when she took that right, it looked like it was, getting light out. But when you see the video of her flying by, it looks like it was really darker than.
Well, they didn't find her for 45 minutes.
No, I'm saying obviously then it was real light out, but when she took the right, it looked like it was light out. It was getting light out. But when you seen her flying by in the right before the crash, that road looked really dark. So
the other question that I wanted to ask, I mean, this happened early morning, right? 5:30.
Yeah.
My question.
This is such a weird answer from the mother. Check it out.
To you is, I mean, you're her mom.
Oh, look, Crime Circus just got into their chat. Free Kenzie.
Does she get up at 5:30 in the morning, or is she a sleeper? Is that normal time for her to be out and about operating?
No, but it is a normal time for Dom because he used to sleep over here, like periodically. Sometimes he would sleep there, and sometimes and every time he would wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and want to go home. That's his MO.
I get it.
Just thinking, that it's a night with it. They're, at friends. They're watching movies. They're celebrating.
Now, what day was? What was the day? Was it a Saturday, Friday, Sunday, Monday? What was it? The day that it happened? You guys know?
Top of my head, I don't know.
Quick question, right? Ritzy's been dying to ask you this one. Ritzy is she advocates for brain injuries. She's a good girl. Ritzy says the tilt table, when they do this test for parts, they do a tilt table. Did you do that test with her? Was it a tilt table?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There goes that question, Ritzy. I hope I could help you. Anybody got some good questions right now? The best questions you could ask, obviously, illuminate on the super chats. It doesn't have to be super chats, guys. That's not what I'm saying. So don't twist my words, but I'm saying, obviously, I will see them. Can she tell us what her daughter actually said in the hospital in the Connie talk? Can you say what it was?
Yeah. So she said it's not very coherent because remember, she was on like all sorts of pain medication, like around the clock because everything was broken. So it's a little bit jarbly. But she says like, can I say can I something? And then she says something about community service and just take my whole license away for 10 years. That's what she says.
She never said nothing about blaming on the seizures or something like that? She never said
the word seizure is nowhere in that sentence.
All right, guys, whatever questions that you have for Natalie, go ahead and shoot them off. How about you, Jay Brill? I know you got a couple.
I wish I could teach people how to talk it so that they can listen to those calls
But
themselves.
what was the reason? What was the reason for teaching her that though? Is that not? I mean, can that not be looking at as sneaky?
No. So my parents used to talk it to have a parent talk time for the kids to not hear, right? Or like if we were like in the doctor's office, sometimes we would talk it so that the kids don't understand. It's not to be sneaky. It's just a fun little kooky little language. It's fun. Just something fun to talk.
Okay, I dig it. Hey, man, to each his own. Diane says, does she wish she never let her daughter move out so early before being an adult and responsible?
Well, this is going to make me cry. I'm going to try not to cry.
Okay.
So Dom and Mackenzie were together for 4 years. Okay. She lived in both places. And I'm going to read something too. And this is going to make me cry even harder. Okay. She lived here and she lived there. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. So one of my favorite things to do was I was helping them bridge the gap from their teenage relationship to a much more bigger, like a mature one, right? So we would go over there and I helped them plant a garden. We were like a little compost bin, and I helped him go to Costco and get a blender, a Vitamix blender, which he was so mad about because it didn't grind ice. But anyway, so it was really fun to watch them. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
Backstage for a second. I'll put it backstage. Yeah, take your time. Take your time.
That was my thought too, Fana. She was 17 years old. How much are they going to transition into being an adult? She was 17.
Take your time. Let her get her thoughts together. This is not easy. This is brave, no matter how you look at it. This.
Are you for real, Fly? Do they know I'm live on a True Crime Live?
I mean, that's not nice. Horrible mother. Like, okay. Like, that's not nice. People saying shit like that. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, we're not gonna
Yeah, I'm super talented like that.
tolerate that here.
Yeah. So you know what? Someone wrench that person. Throw a wrench at that person right off their forehead.
I think someone already beat me to it.
Nice. Thank you.
Sorry.
No. You still want to read it, or you want to just move forward a little bit?
I do want to read it.
Go ahead.
But anyway, it was really fun to watch them bridge the gap from their teenage life to their more mature adult life, because they've already spent together nearly 4 years, right? So they were going to the next phase. So she wasn't like living there really full time. It was like both, like bridging, and she was almost 18, right? So it's not abnormal for people to start their life, like when they're 18 plus, right? Because they'd already been together for so long, right? And he was part of our family, so it wasn't even abnormal for me because he just was. He was a part of us, right? So that part was like very natural. It was like a seamless, natural transition for me because that's the way it was anyway. So it was a very normal, natural, seamless process for me. And then, we got parents next door there. And then we live literally just down the street. So they're both surrounded by parental units that are there for anything that they need and stuff. So it was fun. That was very fun for me to watch them grow into the next phase. It was very sweet. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries. Go ahead. This is your time. Go ahead. Whatever you want to say.
Hold on.
Take your time.
So this was a text message that I sent to Dom on July 1st of 2022. See? I don't know if you see it. It says,
I do.
I tried to call you. You don't have to call me back. I was just thinking about you guys, and one of my favorite things to do is watch you guys grow and navigate through your problems together. They're not always fun, and it's not always easy, but the point is that you guys grow a little more each time and learn a little bit more about yourselves and each other. I love you guys. Anyway, that was all. And he messaged me back. Nice to think you're always thinking about us and here for me. I love you too. Thank you. And I said, always. So we were very, very, very close. We spent every day together. We were together every day.
I got a
Every day.
question. Did he know that Did he know that language?
He said, I he's the one word he did know. I can't. He's silly. Okay. Oh, I can't because it'll be incredible. I don't want to.
Nah,
Yeah,
hey,
I
it's
can't
just, hey, listen, it's good to see
He
you
knew
smile
one
a little
word,
bit
and he's
about
a
it, you know?
goofball, and I don't want to say it here.
That's
I
fine.
miss him.
Oh,
Hey, and that's, and I'm sure you do, you know, I don't think for people to,
I just
Go
want to
ahead.
say something to the disrespectful people in the chat. Listen,
Hold on.
Natalie didn't do this, okay? She knows a lot more stuff and facts that no one knows about, and she is a mother of this child. Anybody would defend their child no matter what, especially if they see facts that should make this outcome different. So just respect her.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not easy being on a live stream with 429 people watching. And you know, so
No, I appreciate you because
and I was actually really shocked that that's all they had. I was like, wow, I'm surprised they didn't have like 2,000 people watching.
I did talk a lot about this in the documentary about the families, how I feel about the families, and I'm so sorry for them. And I know that these appeal, I'm going to cry again. I'm sorry. And I know that the appellate process is hard for them because, and I wish it wasn't public because every time it's public, it's like picking at the scab and it's making the wound bleed every single time they have to see it. Right. So, and I feel so bad for them that they have to see it every single time. But what she was convicted on isn't true. It's just not true. And if this was happening to their kid or their son or their daughter, I would hope that they'd be doing the same thing.
I think that, you know, I think in Ohio, unfortunately, like the way the law is, like it's very easy to get convicted on this type of like murder is something that they like with this intent thing that they have, like the way it's lined up is pretty wild compared to Massachusetts. That's what I'll say about that. I got a question from Kristen from Manhattan. She says, why did Mackenzie select the bench trial rather than the jury trial? This may have already been addressed. Apologies, I was late to the stream. If you just want to address that real quick again for good old Kristen from Manhattan.
That's okay. Mackenzie did want a jury trial. She was kind of directed to pick a bench trial. And she was kind of strong-armed into a bench trial. And being a traumatized 17-year-old, I did already.
What the lawyer did.
I did. Well, okay,
the lawyer did what the lawyer did.
So Mackenzie was 18, right? And she wanted a jury trial. And her lawyer is kind of a bigger guy. And he's like stood up and in his loud lawyery voice, he's a big guy, right? And he was like, well, you're going against my recommendations, and kind of yelled at her about it. So she was like, okay, well, if that's what you think is best, then okay. Like, what are you supposed to do at that point?
To put some context to the bench trial, if you don't already know this, right? It usually you take a bench trial because the case is just that fugazi, meaning it's not, you know, it's going to be on your side. You don't take a bench trial because, you know, you're going to get found guilty. You take it kind of like, hey, Your Honor, look at this shit. Can we get out of here now? You know? But in reality, it went the other way. So that's just something to think about. But here's the thing: of all these different things that you're learning about the bench trial and with the, you know, learning about the law with the did you know that that under 25 years old, a kid's brain's not developed? You do understand that, right? Like that's something that's like a worldwide thing, right?
I do.
So like that's my main thing that I'm trying to, like, my theme of this show is trying to understand what is the criteria of juvenile. Like, does she fit the criteria? Everything you say, she's been through school. When she was in DYS, she was thriving. You know, she could be rehabilitated. Now I get it. Dom, RIP, Damien. But I mean, she hit the wall too. I mean, wouldn't they want to like do more study on her, explore that more to see what her mental state is?
See, that's another thing that I think needs to be brought up somewhere. Why would the judge say you're most likely going to spend the rest of your life in jail? She can't make that decision. So for her to say that on record, to me, was pretty fucked up. Like, I just don't think she had the right to do that.
And then to open up the dialogue about today's youth with social media and things like that, because you can't deny that she was real active on social media, and so ain't all these other kids, and it can do something to you. And I'm sure sooner later down the line, the social media thing is going to be addressed as something that can mess with your mind. I mean, we already know it. It's an elephant in the room. Like, everybody knows social media brings out the worst in people. Some people, you know, it's just an elephant in the room, and just no one wants to address it because everybody's active on it. But this is the reality of it. So
And it really
JoJo's
shouldn't be. Sorry,
Go ahead.
real quick
No, go
though, it really shouldn't be, because like when people post on Facebook or social media, you only see what pictures they want you to see. A lot of times when those people post vacations and loving families, they're often very sad at home and depressed and dealing with some mental illness or something like that. It's just what they want you to see. You know what I mean? So we really shouldn't be judging anybody.
Well, here's the thing. Like, when I see Mackenzie smoking all that weed, right? I don't think that she was smoking all that weed to see how high she could get. I think she was doing it, like the kids say, for the gram. She was doing it for the TikTok. Look at how fat my blunt is. Look at me smoking, chilling. Look, like an imagery. And you know, if she did have issues like ADHD or something else, anxiety, that might have not been a good thing for her, you know, and she might have masked it. We all mask, and she might have masked it and not wanted to tell anybody because, think about it. Like I said, I feel like the peer pressure for the young kids is like it's on steroids compared to the way we grew up, because now weed's legal. What do you mean weed's making you paranoid? What do you mean weed's giving you anxiety? It's legal. It's not even a drug. Versus like when we were growing up, it was illegal. So like to not smoke it, you could kind of use that as a crutch. Nah, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to mess with that shit, you know. But now it's legal. Let's just go get weed and get high.
Which is crazy because it's so much stronger now than it was when we were younger. It's not the same. It's so much different.
Now, what about the drug paraphernalia that was found? There was scales found and things like that. Can you speak to that? No. Okay.
I saw a video. I did see a video of some evidence. It was all over the grass, and somebody is picking it up and saying, "Just put it in here. We'll sort it out later." That was weird to me. Did you see that? They're just scooping stuff up the ground. And
that's because your daughter was a drug dealer, and so was Dom, and maybe even Davion. And when they crashed, everything they had went all over the grass. That's what it meant.
Throwing it in her purse and saying, "We're going to sort it out later."
I seen the body cam footage when they were going around the accident scene, and they said there was marijuana, a scale, tons of money. And
tons of money?
In the red bag, the backpack thing.
I don't know whose backpack that was.
Window Joho says, praying for you. How often do you see Mackenzie? I just wish she had a better defense team. How much do you get to see her? Do you see her a lot?
Me too. This is tough for me to answer because I get to see her twice a month, and I go without fail. Okay, and I'm not complaining about that because at least I get to see her. I know I'm very blessed. We're very blessed. And Mackenzie always says that too. She knows that she's blessed and lucky to be here. So, but I get to see her twice a month.
So in closing, right?
Let me ask one thing from the chat. Someone said in the chat that on one of the phone calls from the jail that you said you wanted a bench trial.
Me?
Is that true or not true? Did you ever tell Mackenzie in a jail phone call that she should?
I was torn. I'm torn on the whole bench trial thing personally because a judge should know the law, right? A judge should know the charges and the law and what these things mean and what the beyond a reasonable doubt and all this other, they should know and stuff. But on the other hand,
and I'll tell you this. After this interview, and I don't mean to cut you off, right? But I just, after hearing this interview, it's plain to see if you guys don't see it. You hear it from the horse's mouth. It doesn't look like, and I mean this with all due respect, knows much about the law. So if you're from the outside looking in, you would think just put it to a judge. The judge can see through the bullshit.
I know.
So to speak. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
As people of a community, we put our you know, our trust in the law to you know.
And I feel so stupid. I just feel dumb. You know, part of me feels stupid, but then the other part of me feels like I'm glad to be stupid. Like, if this is the stupid way to be, I'd rather be stupid in this world and not know and understand the law like that than have a good understanding of it. So I'm really okay with feeling the way I feel about it, but I didn't know. I just didn't know.
That's fair. So in closing, let me just ask this in closing, right? And we'll put a bow on it, right? And I appreciate you for your time, and it means everything. And I hope that you felt comfortable up in there. This is a comfortable live streaming experience that we try to have here. We try not to bring no vile shit over here. And we just trying to get an understanding from the horse's mouth, from your side of it all. And that's all. We're neutral. I don't, everybody knows the case. It's been around for a while. R.I.P. Dom, R.I.P. Damien, of course. So let's be clear.
Absolutely.
What would you like to see had happened to Mackenzie? Like, if there was a sentence that you could give her, what do you think was fair? Do you have that in your head?
Fly, I keep hearing that and seeing that, but here's the bottom line. Nobody knows that. Just because his family said that doesn't make it true. They don't know what was actually going on. Maybe Damien said that. I'm sure Damien said that a couple of times throughout the years. We don't really know that's true, though. A lot of people are running with whatever they're hearing, and we just don't know if it's true. And the only two people that know are, one of them can no longer speak.
Ed, what do you?
And I'm saying that because, like, I used to say I'm leaving Brad every fucking day. I never left. I really wasn't leaving, but he pissed me off. And I was like, how do I get out of this? I got to get out of this. I want to leave. So my family must have thought I was leaving, but in the end, I wasn't going anywhere. That's what I'm saying.
Do you think that, would be fair?
Well, everybody thought it would be vehicular homicide or vehicular manslaughter of some kinds. That's what it should have been. If anything, that's what it should
Who said Damien? No, it's Dominic and Davion.
have been. 5 seconds of data. Nobody knows what was going in there. And the lack of evidence is not evidence of intent. Like, I don't understand how they got to that part. Like, nobody knows what was happening in there. There's no witnesses. There's nothing. And even the prosecutor said he doesn't know. He exhausted all avenues. He turned over everything. And I couldn't find anything. So it's got to be this. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be. The detective doesn't know either.
I don't want this to be a trick question, but how many years you think she should have? Do you have an answer for that?
I don't know.
No. Okay.
I'm not saying it's not true. Oh, I said it. I'm sorry. I meant Dominic and Davion. I'm not saying it's not true. What I'm saying is that people in toxic relationships say that shit all the time. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean that they're actually going to leave just because they say it. That's what I'm trying to say. And toxic relationships, that's what they are. I'm going to leave them. I'm not going to talk to them anymore. Meanwhile, they never leave.
You got anything to say in closing, Kev?
I appreciate you taking the time to come up here and like JFK said, and Jay Brillion, myself. I mean, this is, we're neutral on this. We're just starting to really, look into it and sort it out. And we in the very beginning, we just really can't get over how, the juvenile end of it. She was young. She's a young woman now, and it was, did she get the proper diagnosis? Did she get the proper investigation? Those are big inquiries for us. Go ahead.
I need people. I think there's a main confusion We don't want her to walk away scot-free from anything, right? We're not saying she shouldn't be held accountable for anything, right? It's
Mhm.
the charge.
I don't think she's saying it. I don't think she's saying that either.
Yeah.
Right. She's not either. But I think the public, for whatever reason, thinks we want her to walk away with nothing, and that's not true. Like, it's the M. It's the intent. It's the
Murder.
murder.
She doesn't want people to look at her as a murderer. I mean,
It's not that she doesn't want people to look at her that way, right? There's no evidence of that, is what it is. That's what we're trying to say. There's no evidence of that part.
And when you're talking true,
And in my opinion, right there is her mistake. 2 people are dead. 2 young people are dead. So she's still a murderer, whether it's legally or not. She still killed 2 people. She was driving. That's where I think she becomes unlikable, because even if I killed someone in self-defense, if someone turned around and went to rob my house and I shot them dead, even though I'll get off scot-free, I still fucking murdered them, and I still have to wear that burden for the rest of my life. I still murdered them, whether I got off or not. And that's why I think she's not likable.
crime and you're talking about the case itself, I know it's tough with Davion and Dom because they're gone, and you got to think about them. But when you go into
But that's the thing, Amber. Even if it wasn't intentional, 2 people are still dead. She still murdered 2 people, intentional or not intentional, legally or not legally. Bottom line is, she still murdered 2 people.
you got to have tough skin when you're thinking about it in the law POV, because based on like all the evidence and things, one could say, as you peel back the layers, that there is no evidence. The problem is, of that, like diehard evidence of a murder, premeditated. But unfortunately, in the state of Ohio, the intent, whatever happens after that, you could be charged with. So it's just a weird clause, and it's tough. Jay Bro, what's going on?
No, I just want to thank you for your time, and I appreciate you coming up here and talking to us. And like I told you when we talked, that we're neutral. We got the king of.
Well, I can't say for sure. No, we know that Mackenzie was sober. She did not have any mushrooms in her system. Davion and Dominic were never tested. I don't think they did a toxicology.
Devil's advocate here. We are gonna plan on trying to talk to the other families. That's how we get to the truth about
the thing is, we want to make it compelling and make it interesting. I mean, this case, everybody already has a POV of it, so it's like we're not going to sit here and advocate for what's wrong, what's right. We're going to talk to the people and let them decide. Not, because this is when you do live streaming, this is their chat, right? You can't control. I can control people being vile, talking crap to the guest and things like that to an extent, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, like, maybe you pick up something that you didn't hear before. But yeah, going forward in the end, my take on this, my stance on this is just the mindset of a juvenile. Could she be rehabilitated? Because now she has life, and she got to do 15 years before she sees a parole board. And a bunch of things could happen in that jail where she gets D reports, and it could push her back 5 years. And is that necessary? I don't know. And that's the question that I'm asking.
I don't know either, but it was I do want a couple people to know a couple more things, right? So after the car accident, we spent a lot of time with Dom's mom and dad, right? And then around September, that's when we got to meet all the rest of the family. It was at Dom's birthday party afterward, and that's when we got to meet the rest of the family.
Here's what I don't understand either. Your daughter is living with this man for 4 years, and you hadn't met the rest of the family, but you allege that you guys are so close. That didn't make sense to me either. If you guys were that close, how come you never met the rest of the family before the death? 4 years, they're living together. Like, that to me is where her story fell apart a little about how close they were. No, you weren't.
And stuff. So that was nice too. So Ken's got to go there and then hang out with the kids and everything. So that was nice. And then also, and these texts, right? There's a little confusion too that she never threatened his physical. There's confusion with that too. If you read through, she never threatened his physical life. She threatened to call the cops on him all the time. So his, like, I don't know what kind of life you call that. Like, life as you know it kind of thing. I threatened to call the cops and ruin your life, not your physical life. Right? So there's a little confusion in how they're interpreting the information. So a lot of the time she spent trying to save him from himself. She would never intentionally hurt him. That would contradict everything she's ever done in trying to save him, to keep him safe.
Playing a Kip, she says you can hear a voice saying she on the line. Can you ask her?
This is one of the dumbest fucking things I ever heard in my entire life. I don't know if you guys heard this before, but I guess it's like a real clip. Listen to this. It is so fucking dumb.
About
That's not,
Davion's sister.
yes, I saw that too. Apparently there's a clip going around where she's getting arrested, where you can hear the boys in the afterlife say that can you say the kill word on here? I don't even know.
You could say it.
There's a clip going around where I guess you can hear the boys in the background saying she killed us, like in the afterlife, but that's not part of the clip.
Stupid.
Crime Circus has everything. Actually, that's where I saw all the videos after she was
someone
arrested.
really. Wow, I don't know about that.
Well, exactly. So you can find the unedited version of that on Crime Circus's website. Somebody edited that in. That's not real.
Oh man, I can't believe I just put that up. Yeah.
That's well, see, that's what I mean. So I can't blame people for feeling how they're feeling, because there's so much misinformation. It's hard to get through. Like, if people would just focus on, take the faces out, take the names, take the ages, take the sex, and just look at what she was convicted on versus the actual facts in the transcripts. Read the transcripts, read the appeals, and then look at only that. These text messages were not in there. The Snapchat, all of that is just static.
So do you think there was corruption in this case against Natalie? I mean, against Mackenzie, sorry.
I don't know.
I mean, what do you call it? All the stuff you're saying. Do you think she got railroaded? You don't think she had a fair shot? You think the judge was biased?
I don't know.
Was there any bias, you think? Yeah, I was just gonna say.
I don't know.
Don't know.
I just would like a fair trial, just so all this stuff can come forward and get the experts that she needs, and look at the stuff that is now late because of the 1 day thing, which we're appealing. That's the part we're appealing, is the 1 day thing, because according to law in case study, it's not. So
Right. Quick question. Can you ask about her getting in trouble inside? She has a lot of D reports, write-ups. Is she getting in trouble in there? Is she doing all right? How's she doing?
Yeah.
Well, that's a tricky little thing. So unless you've been in there, you don't know how that works, right? So that report, somebody sent that to me, and like, is this true? So that's just things that she's charged with, like things that she's being told she's doing. That's not things that she's not convicted of. A lot of that stuff she appealed and won, because a lot of those things are baseless, which I'm sure you can imagine.
The write-ups?
Yeah.
In there?
She's got like 25 fucking reports already. It's like 2 pages or 3 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Is she in now? Is she in general population in there?
Well, there's cottages.
And I think that she's lying to her mom, because you don't get a trial for this. You don't get to decide that. It's not a matter of you're convicted or you're just written up. Once you're written up, that's it. There's no trial for it. There's no basis for it. You're written up. You broke the rules. That's it. It doesn't come off your record.
So they're all in like certain housing units.
Like a dorm? Like she's like a dorm setting? Like bunks?
Yeah.
Like what you showed last night.
Yeah, what I showed. Yeah, I'm familiar. Yikes.
What? Oh.
Yeah, I said I'm familiar with how that works. Unfortunately. But yeah. So but is she, so does she got restrictions having life? Obviously she can't move to certain like lesser securities parts of the prison like other people, because she got that life that holds her down for classification. She got to have so many years in it, things like that. So that sucks. And that's the point we're talking about, rehabilitation. Well, what it means is if she got life attached, she got no out date. There's no EOS. It's a parole date. There's no end of sentence, meaning that, most people, if they get 20 years, if they got 15 years in, they got 5 years left, they say, okay, you can go out on a stick and pick crew. You can go to a work release. You could go into, make flags. I know they make flags in there. You could take trash out.
Yeah.
You know, you could do
Oh, I
certain
see what
things,
you mean. Those lesser things
but
where you
she
can leave the facility like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
go to a lesser, you know, and kind of ease up and kind of, you know, transition. She's gonna be, you know, there's gonna be a lot of restrictions because of the life. She's gonna have to have a lot of time in, because like right now, the guy Eddie that we know, he's a lifer. He's got 30 years in the last couple of years, he finally got transferred to a medium and Gardner. And you know, it's still got a big wall around it though. You know,
Oh,
so now Burse, if she had a 20-year sentence, you
yeah.
know, her last like 4 or 5 years, they would transition her into a you know, to a pre-release, to a work
Right.
release, to
Right.
get home, transition back in. So
Right.
these are all the obstacles that the point of the rehabilitation and the buy-in, to buy into a program, to get into the mental state and learn about herself.
Right.
And you know, she's young. You only got one shot at being young. If you got anything to say to the audience tonight, what would you like them to hear from you today, this evening?
Oh boy. We just got to be careful not to judge somebody else. And until you walk a mile in their shoes, you have no idea and maybe you do know what it's like going through something like this, but it's not easy. We're in survival mode and we're just doing the best we can every day. I wish I could talk to the other families. I want so badly to be able to talk to them, you know, and it's weird that we can't. Well, I'm sure that they maybe don't want me to, but I wish I could. You know, I think that there would be a lot of healing in there, but that's okay if they don't. Like I said, I don't blame anybody for feeling the way that they're feeling. It's okay. It's okay. We just got to be careful not to judge each other and just be there for each other. You know, life is hard. Life is hard enough without stuff like this, right? We're people, and people are my church. So I wish that we could help build each other up instead of bringing people down.
Do you hold her accountable for what happened?
I know she was the driver in the car, right? So there's definitely accountability for that part. It just wasn't intentional. That's all.
Fair enough. Well, listen, Natalie,
and that's the problem that people are missing. She's holding herself accountable for driving. She's not holding herself accountable for murdering those two
never.
boys. Rest in peace.
But you know the pecking order. Once the pecking order goes out, peck, 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 the narrative gets spun, and no one wants to see it. No one wants to see it the other way.
And if you can send me what you said you were going to send me, Natalie, I would appreciate that.
Okay.
If you remember what we talked about.
I do.
All right.
Well, Natalie, I hope this helps. I hope that you got to tell your story, and you know, I appreciate you being here, giving us the time. You know, Jay, bro, you know, we could talk behind the scenes and kick it, and you know, tell Mackenzie to hold her head up, and yeah, you know, and we're here if you want to come back on the show.
If you have questions or want to ask questions, or if somebody says something that you think is weird or whatever, please, I wear my life on my sleeve. We have nothing to hide, or I'll tell you everything. I'll show you whatever you need to see. So just let me know.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate your time, Natalie. And,
I thank you very much.
We'll be talking soon, okay? Peace and love.
Okay.
Now, wasn't that an interesting interview? Like, different than the phone calls, different than normal interviews. I'm really glad I found it last night, because honestly, I thought it was a great interview. Like, I really got to confirm that the mother is fucking psychotic. So, a couple more things that I want to look at. One is, even though I hate Crime Circus, I do want to check this out. Oh. All right. Crime Circus. 12 proofs of innocence. He's fucking crazy, though. I think he's in love with her, if he's not gay. Oh. Brian Kohlberger, Richard Allen, Mackenzies, Shirilla, our opinions. Help us. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Now he thinks Kohlberger's innocent too? I don't even see much on Mackenzie. Brian Kohlberger, I'm sorry. He's fucking nuts. And meanwhile, he gets tons of videos. Yeah, I don't even see much on Mackenzie. Oh, you don't know who Crime Circus is? He's a fucking weirdo. He doesn't even have shorts. I'm so confused.
This is Mackenzie Shirilla. She's a teenager that was wrongfully convicted of passing away the love of her life and her friend. She didn't do it. Demonic creatures told lies about her, and those lies have been exposed at Crime Circus, and Mackenzie...
Did you just say demonic creatures? For real? Demonic creatures?
will be freed one day.
Oh, and don't let her tell you that she is unfamiliar with
No,
her.
I eliminated that this morning.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you, when we went for prom pictures, the guy that was going with us, she kept telling me, oh, just cut through on Progress today. She knew, and that was the way that I went to my office.
I mean, you've driven down Prospect, what, 1,000 times?
The trouble is, in Toyota vehicles like this 2009 Tacoma pickup truck, the gas pedal can get tangled.
I was just going to say, I have premium. Why is there a commercial coming up? But I realized it showed Crime Circus on top.
Tangled up in the floor mat, causing the vehicle to speed up. Even if the driver pumps the brakes, it's not enough to stop. 5 deaths have been blamed on this unintended acceleration, and the recall was prompted by a crash outside San Diego last summer that killed 4 family members.
Our accelerator's stuck. Our accelerator's stuck.
Judy.
Radio. The car's split in 2. Radio, there's an occupant inside. Send us some squad now. We gotta bust the window out.
Okay. I missed it. Shit.
The trouble is, in Toyota...
All right. Check this out, though. This is what I was talking about earlier. Where's the truck?
A crash outside San Diego last summer that killed 4 family members.
Our accelerator's stuck. Our accelerator's stuck.
Where did I just see that?
Judy.
There it is.
Radio. The car's split in 2.
This is what I was talking about at the beginning. The whole car itself is intact, especially for hitting 100 miles an hour. The actual car where they were sitting is intact. That did not get destroyed. So that's why I was saying earlier, if they were in seatbelts, they probably would have lived. I mean, it's looks like it was barely touched. See? You could see the seats. The back was hit a little bit. The main car is okay. You see that? That's why I think if they were wearing seatbelts, they would have been fine. They would have been just like her.
Radio, there's a occupant inside. Send us a squad now. We gotta bust the window out.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, I haven't double checked Drip Drab's information about the turn, but I thought she went head on too. But he's saying that she had to make a right. I wanted to hear this video he was talking about.
She's like a snake. Like
she's like mentally just not all there.
Yeah, I don't think she's just mentally all there. Like I personally feel like she was trying to.
Were you physically, sexually?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crime Circus. My name's Drip Drop, and I'll be your host as always.
You see what I mean? Like, why are you holding a plaque, you fucking weirdo? This dude is whacked.
Tonight, I present you a very special interrogation. And yeah, we're multi-award winning here at Crime Circus and the Crime Circus Cult. For those of you that are new, welcome. I have 2 channels. Link down below for my other one. Anyways, this is Mackenzie that you're seeing on the screen right here. Mackenzie's 17 years old and she was in a really bad car accident and 2 men died. Yeah. Gentlemen. Shout out to all my new Patreons. Link down below. I opened up a free tier. There's no strings attached and no catches. Because of this, that's why I did it, because I care about you, the viewer. Free or paid, the choice is yours. Check it out. Today we're going to hear from her ex-boyfriend Tyler, and he's going to reveal all the dirty deets of their relationship and the friend group. Yeah, he's got some dirty deets that you don't want to miss. Stay tuned for that. First, let's check out Mackenzie's TikTok. This is what actually got her arrested.
I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of drugs and not die. I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of drugs and not die.
Well, what do you think? Would you have arrested her after seeing that? Speaking of arrest, here's some footage of Mackenzie being arrested.
Hi, Mackenzie. Step out for me. I'm Detective Jesus. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2, okay? Nobody's gonna ask you any questions. Nobody's gonna bother you. Can I have your key, please?
Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet, please?
You got it. You got it.
Do you want my glasses?
No.
Thank you.
You got it. Okay, just keep your hands right here. I'm not gonna tighten these, okay? We don't want to hurt you. You good?
But sadly, he's preaching this to 272,000 people.
Are they good? Thank you. All right. This cruiser right here.
Actually, he took her out of the car and we did not.
Okay. Do you have anything I anything like that? Okay. We're gonna watch your head going in. It's gone. Not gonna hurt you. Okay.
Mackenzie almost died in that car accident, but away.
All right, so there it showed it.
Mackenzie almost died in that car accident.
But even here, the car is still intact. The seats here, the car is still intact. Maybe not dumb, but back here it was.
But away. Stay tuned until the end of this video and you'll see me again. I'll give you case updates. I'll tell you if she was sentenced, how long she was sentenced for, and if the ex-boyfriend was involved in any way. Without further ado.
First thing is, how long have you known Mackenzie?
Probably when I moved to Strongsville, so ninth grade. I came here probably when I was 16. I came from Brook Park.
So how old are you now?
18. Actually, I was probably 15 when I came here. So
15?
Yeah.
Hey, he don't look too much like Dom.
And so how long were you guys in a relationship, you and her?
Well, we were all friends in a friend group at first, and Joey dated her first before I came to Strongsville, and then she was cheating on us basically, but it wasn't like anything official, so it wasn't no hard feelings. Like whatever happened, I just kind of was like, after me and Dom found out about that, we didn't have no problems with each other and nothing, but it was kind of like each other and nothing, but they were on and off, and I kept on talking to her still while they were on and off because we were all still in the friend group and stuff. So, and then we kind of just like stopped being intimate, you know what I'm saying? And we're just friends. Around when she turned 16, I think, because I was at her birthday dinner with her family. That was probably like when we stopped being intimate, was around her birthday, and after we went to Kalahari. Like kissing or hugging or just like anything that like would happen in a relationship. My best friends, but he dated her. I know before I came to Strongsville for a little.
You said month and a half to 2 months over summer. Which summer? This past summer?
Oh no, it was like there when she couldn't like decide what she wanted, like between me and Dom. Kind of, she would be like, she's like, oh, I love Dom so much, this and that, but like he's mad at me for all of this, and I'm just like, well, yeah, like. Why wouldn't he be like, you need to like just go stay with Tom because I'm not gonna be with you no more after this. Like I'm cool with just keeping the friend group as friends because I don't want to mess up the friend stuff. Like I don't even get high anymore, stuff like that. Like she was crazy. Like our group chat. There was some days like we would all be getting ready for school, and she would be sitting there spam calling the group chat to the point where like we can't pick it up to even like answer it because she's just calling and declining and calling and declining. And then we finally do pick it up, and it was something as small as I can't figure out what for school. Like she would be like just.
She like mentally just not all there. I mean,
yeah, I don't think she's just mentally all there. Like I personally feel like she was trying to end that crash, and she failed on doing so. Is what I feel like, and I feel like she had no regard for Davion. And I feel like they got in an argument, her and Dom, and she threatened to kill him.
Had she ever threatened that before?
She hasn't ever threatened to hurt anyone, but she's threatened probably like, she hasn't like physically said like, I'm gonna kill her, but she's like, you know what I'm saying? All of us stopped being friends with just her. We were all cool with Dom still. Just because she's so like crazy, she'll blow everyone's phone up. She's all over the place with everything. And he said that her jaw dropped, and Abby also told me the same thing that Kenzie.
Who's Abby and who's
Abby is Dom's cousin, and Anthony is dating Abby. What he does, I think he's dating her again. And we had Davion's like through 60. It didn't smoke weed, no, that's it. And also her dad was more of an authoritative figure. Like her dad would try to punish her, but she was still spoiled. So like, you know, her dad didn't really want her smoking weed and stuff like that. I know when she did smoke weed, her dad wouldn't let her vape. I know that.
So since the crash, did you see her out and about? I know there were pictures that we got.
I've tried to avoid her. I was like, and then he was telling me at first that they were arguing when they left, like even way before this incident, just because he said that she's annoying and doesn't want to deal with her.
All right, that was a pretty boring interview. Actually, I thought he had a lot more videos. Because I know he's been covering the case for years. Maybe they're on members only. I watched that one already. All right, there's one more thing I want to play for you guys. It's one of the phone calls that I heard today. Oh. Oh. Is this it? I think this was it.
Later in that same call.
No, it's not. Hold on.
Much. That's what I said to you.
Yeah, I think there's a.
That's murder if you drive with that.
I mean, for real, right?
Hello?
Hey.
What were you
Yeah.
saying before you hung up?
Oh crap. I don't know, pure energy. Talking about Sam.
No, you said something about Jim.
Oh, I gotta tell him that it's all over everywhere. That's what I gotta tell him.
How you should
I don't know if he knows or not. He doesn't really watch the news a whole lot because he needs to stay focused and stuff. I'm sure he knows, but I still need to tell him. He's certainly not on social media because that shit just clouds your brain, makes people toxic. Yeah, as fuck.
Yeah, I hate the news.
Yeah, me too. It's just everything is so sensationalized. It just feeds into the nastiness of people, you know?
Telling Sam about like what is going on in here.
I love you so much. You're so smart and you're so strong, and I'm so proud of you.
Like what?
I love you, Mom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and in your speech, whatever your speech is, I know you don't want to tell us what you're going to say to us, but I don't want them to twist it and turn it around. So just be careful with your wording, okay?
Sure, I'll just tell you because.
Okay, because you know.
Don't tell anyone else.
Okay.
Okay. And then, so are you? Hold on. Let me finish this message. I'm gonna read it.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I want to be off my period so bad.
Yeah. Yep. Those are irritating.
I love my period usually, but like this time around, it's just like irritating me. I think it's because like I can't shower and it's just making me feel like even more gross.
Oh yeah. Man, I hope you get your box today. Can you wad up toilet paper, get it a little bit wet, and wash up that way?
No, I have a rag, but I just used it. So like I have to wait for it to dry.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. If you use toilet paper,
no, then it's gonna like ball up and like put paper in my coochie. So no, I'll have to use that against me in prosecution. Toilet paper in my coochie, fuck. Yeah, I haven't showered in a fucking week. What's up? What's up with that?
Right. Yeah. I just want you to get out of there so I can set up a fucking visitation. Ugh.
What mother talks like this?
We gotta figure out how to do this because we only have you know, the one car because Dave's car. Well, maybe Dave's car fixed.
What?
Because if I come every Wednesday in the winter or in the rain, Daddy won't be able
Dad
to
said
take the bike.
here's Dad's message. It's hey, please respond. Love you.
Aw.
And then he said that's the subject. And then he says, hey, did you see my last message? If not, did Jim ask you actually if you wanted to a jury trial?
Stop. Just stop.
What do you mean stop? It's already out there.
Ooh, hold on, I'm blacking out.
And then he said it's important. Love you lots and lots.
Yeah, you just do not. What do you want me to say?
He said, I will be there Monday. I wish there was an opportunity to talk. This is Miss Peggy.
Yeah.
Have you been talking to your mom? I'm praying for your family. Miss Kent asked about you tonight. Miss Kissing spoke tonight and did a great job sharing about the importance of the Bible. The girls were pretty engaged.
Good.
Are you in single cell or with a group of women? It's pretty calm. Have you seen anyone you know?
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about Jaleesa.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me read this to you first. Hold on.
Okay.
I said, and to my family and support, I thank you for seeing the real under all these lies. Thank you for the nonstop fighting for me and all the love and support. I love you. I love you all so much. That's what I said to you.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. I'm already knowing.
Yeah, good. I know you are. You're so wise beyond your years, Pumpkin. I know.
Do you think it will be bad if I read the paper, or should I try to memorize it?
No, bring the paper and do not try to memorize it because you think that you'll know and then you won't and then you'll not be able to say what you want.
Okay.
Yes. Bring your paper.
Oh, yeah, I have to, hold on. Miss Peggy, I love her. She said, Miss Kent is asking about you tonight.
Tell her why isn't she not messaging you?
Miss Kent?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe she can't.
I just want to come home or like leave here. Like I just need to get out of here.
I know. It's okay. You know, it could be worse. It could always be worse.
Hey, Jan.
You're okay. It's just this whole transition shit all the time. It's hard. It's just funny because I'll talk to you and tell you things to make sure you're doing because I'm your mom and it's my job to worry, right?
Yeah.
And then my mom, Grandma, will call me and tell me things to make sure I'm doing because it's her job to worry because I'm her kid. It's just funny. Everybody's trying to take care of everybody best we can.
What's up with my friends?
See, like, here's another thing I noticed about the car being intact. Not even the windows blew out. A car hit a fucking brick wall at 100 miles an hour. And the windows didn't even shatter all over the place. That's fucking wild. I mean, that's a good ass car, is what I'm saying.
Well, you have most of their contacts now, so they should be talking to you. I'm still trying to find more as we go. I know I'm for sure missing some. So.
Oh, hold on. I want you to do this. What's it called? It's not, I think it's called like a remembrance page or something. You have to make I told you this already, but there's like an actual thing. Like you should make a page where like people can post their memories with me and shit and be like, I hope you guys can see beyond the bullshit and stuff like that. Like, and then you guys like post. It's like a free Kenzie page type shit. You heard me?
Yeah. That's interesting.
You should do that.
Yeah. I don't want to make a page. I don't want to.
And you can post the pictures I took in jail.
Now we know why Facebook has a free Kenzie page because she created it. Karma, stop.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna look and see how to do that. I'm not alive. Blacking out like crazy. Woo.
Well, remember, don't drive because that's murder if you drive with that.
I mean, for real, right?
That's so wrong. And did you put that in your license?
I should really update my
You
license.
have 1 minute left.
There's people with epilepsy.
That drive?
You do not have to put that on your license that you have epilepsy, like literal epilepsy.
Like, can you not find better things to talk about?
Man, I'm gonna call you back.
Wait, what time is it?
Oh, 7:48.
No, that's
One
okay.
more-
Yeah, we got one more time. Yep.
And then I'll talk to you again probably like later when we go back in. I don't know when we go back in, but
That's okay.
yeah, I'll call you again. I'm just gonna message people, and I'm not gonna message that one guy back. So try to like figure out some
What
stuff
the
on
hell?
him. Steve and
Okay.
but yeah.
Well, at least he told you who he was.
What do you say?
At least he told you who he was.
I know that's weird as fuck. Like he could have just asked me if I wanted to do an interview with him.
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
Hello?
Hey.
She talk about you?
Whoa.
Oh.
Bruh, guess what? I just got like the most like crazy ass deja vu I ever had in my life. Like I remember the dream I had after I got in a car accident of this place. Like right where I'm sitting right now, I just dream about it. Like I swear to God, now I remember. Like I remember the dream I had.
chills. She's having
Yes,
a great
like-
deja vu. 10. A dream she had.
No, like I had it. I remember I was sitting at the table I'm sitting at, and I looked over and I seen the boats, and I was in this room. Like I remember this room.
Come on, Kenz.
Yes, I'm dead ass.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting at the table right now, staring and pressing, looking at boats, and she remembers before she even got
Oh my God! And I can tell you this funny ass shit.
Huh.
So, me and this girl Bubbles, okay, we was the one of the people who wrote me left a phone number, so we're assuming it's like this jail phone number. So we're calling the number. Earlier we called it, and then it was like this one person. They was like, "Hello," and I'm like, it was like a boy though, but like a gay boy, and we were like, "Hello, like Mike, like is this Mike?" And then he was like, "Wrong number," and so we hung up, and like he hung up on us. We didn't even get to question him more. So then we thought we dialed the number wrong. So we called again, like just a little bit ago, and then, man, it was the same person, and they was like, "Hey."
What the heck?
Yes, it was not him. It was not Mike.
Oh my God. That's funny. So did you guys get a room together yet or no?
No, we have to do it tomorrow. We're about to do it tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Staff tonight is like the weird one that said that shit to me. And she don't fuck with Bubbles. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh.
It's like, Mom, are you a friend or are you her mother?
Destiny told you what?
She's trying to get that booty fat. That's all it is. But yes, I just need to tell you that. What time's our video call?
8. Did you talk to Jada?
Oh, why?
Oh, okay. Because she tried calling me. I didn't know if she had just got off the phone with you or not. Or maybe she tried to call you and it didn't go through. I don't know. Maybe she's just checking in. What have you been doing today?
I've just been in my room all day. Hindi kita izin like he don't leave like he's
For real. Sorry. Just deal with it. Be kind.
Resume.
Right. Yep. Did you get any weirdo messages, Ken?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Why?
Just 'cause. One's coming.
What do you mean
So
a weird message?
This dude is like really invested into your whole situation. Do not, I know you know, but do not talk about the case or the details or the evidence or the lack thereof with anybody. Okay? No matter what type of question they ask you.
She's speaking Pig Latin. It's their secret code that the mom taught her in certain situations.
What did they say?
He's just super, he's like, I don't know.
What did he say?
Just ask me. I can't talk about it on the phone, Ken. Just don't talk about the case with him. Or with anybody.
I know I
He's
don't.
like, he wants to give you money on your commissary. He wants to give you his phone number. He told me you're like a little sister to him.
What the fuck?
He feels like you could be like a little sister.
Let me know when to come out and play space, because there's a lot of stuff.
Oh no. I'll have to go back to my room.
Okay.
Yes, that one Morgan person, they set up a video call with me.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I'm about to do a video call with a rare person.
Oh, my God. That's kind of how I feel about that. It's weird.
It's weird.
To do like
Yeah,
that.
I'm kind of nervous.
I think he can be harmless.
Yeah, he's cool in messages. I just am scared he's gonna be like ugly and it's gonna like throw me off.
I was gonna say, it might kill the whole vibe when you guys are talking. You might lose your pen pal if he's weird or something on the phone. Hopefully not. Hopefully he's just cool and chill.
No, he's cool and chill. I just am worried about, like, I know that's like shallow, but like, what if he just look weird and it's gonna weird me out? Because like I already like
he won't.
I'm trying to
remember
picture what I think he looks like I don't know. And I want to send you the picture of this man, but I just need to keep this forever. Like I really, so next time I get mail, I'm putting the picture of him in the envelope.
Okay.
I need to copy it.
That's funny.
Yeah, like it's funny as fuck. Yes, there's this one girl. I just like really just don't like being around her. She just like irritated me after like she wouldn't like turn the TV down. Like I just like don't ever want to be around her again.
Jeez, Louise Lindsay, shake it off. Maybe she just don't want to right now. There's no reason to be like that.
Oh, it's 7 a.m. Turn the fucking TV down. I'm trying to fucking call my friend. That shit irritated me.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. Don't let it irritate your whole day.
No, I just don't like her no more. And I don't ever want to be around her anymore.
You got the Ford light switch.
Huh?
You got the Ford light switch. Hopefully you'll feel better about it tomorrow. Just shake it off.
Oh, it happened 2 days ago.
Oh.
I don't
so
want to
did
be
what
around
you
her
do
anymore.
today?
I've been in my room all day, except when I'm out with Bubbles.
That's what I mean. So what have you been doing though? Did you watch movies? Did you read a book?
Oh, I watched Harry Potter, the movie, the first Harry Potter movie. I don't know. I haven't really been doing shit. Like I just been doing nothing.
Stop. Get down.
Yeah.
No.
How long have you been out?
I just got out of my room at like 6:45, and it's like that one staff that just was like said that weird ass shit to me. Like I don't know.
Oh. Yeah.
What's going on at home?
I just got out of my meeting.
You and Dad been in that long?
Yep.
That's good. It went good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got a couple more this week too. So yeah.
So what did you? When is he? So I'm gonna probably be in jail like a year with nothing heard or anything.
That I don't know. I don't know about this whole process, Kenzie. I don't know what
get
to
to
tell
come
you.
home during my appeal. I don't understand.
Probably not. But that's okay.
It's not.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
Yeah.
Because obviously we want you home too. But that's, I mean, it can happen, but it's super rare and not likely. The appeal bond.
Stop.
So
no,
it's super rare and not likely. So, but it's something that we'll definitely ask. I guess I have no idea how any of this works.
Like my judge won't be fucking weird ass me.
Right. Look, I'm not talking about it.
I'm allowed to ask who the fuck my judge is gonna be. Who's my judge gonna be?
I don't know. I hope not. I hope it's a whole new team.
As it is, I don't want her.
I don't know. I have to ask how that whole process works. Would it be Judge Nancy? Do you know what those? No, I don't know yet. Right. Can we talk about?
She has nothing to do with the appeal, overseeing it, okay? She's not of her hand with the appeal.
Yeah, so she wouldn't be overseeing that.
They send her a notice. She gets a notice.
Okay, I don't want to deny it.
And then it goes to the appeal.
I can't deny it.
Deny something, or there's formality. But if it goes back to trial, if the appeal board...
Okay, I don't want to talk about anything.
I'm just telling her to process.
No,
Why?
I don't know.
Oh my fucking God. You're acting like this is like why can't I know that? Like I'll just fucking like ask a lawyer or something. Like this is literally like
Can we say that part?
Yeah.
What are you gonna say? Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
In this
the
crazy?
lawyer that was assigned to you, okay, he's going to file a notice of appeal. Okay? It starts the system going, or the process going. What's going to happen, he files it, and they give him the transcripts, okay? We get him free because he's a public.
Well, no, we can also, wait, right, go ahead.
Because I'll just text you.
I'll text you. I can interject.
No, you text me.
Yeah, please just text me.
I'll text you the system, what it is.
And then what happens is we get the transcript, and then that starts the process, and then it either gets what? Approved or denied? Approved.
No. I'll
hold on a second.
Why the fuck would it get denied?
There's a notice of appeal. That gets your transcripts of this trial. Once we get the transcript, whatever lawyer we choose or you like, writes a brief. And then that gets sent in. And then they put it on the docket. And then it's a matter of steps.
Right.
This could be.
I'm saying, why would it get
70 days? It could be 80
Wait a
days.
second. What?
Why would it get denied? My appeal should never get denied. Why would it?
There won't. It's not going to.
Yeah, let's get full vote.
That would be weird as fuck.
Appeal, Jeremy. If it goes to the appeal and the appeal goes in our favor, they can get rid of these are things that could happen. They can get
This is just how standard appeals, the process of appeal works.
There's two types of appeals. There's a case appeal, and then there's a.
But that's also why I think that she was acting the way she was. She really thought she was getting out on appeal. Like she thought she was only going to serve a little bit of time and then she'd be free. That's why I think she's acting the way she is.
There's another kind of appeal. That's like we're saying Jim didn't do his job. Or
I don't know.
The judge is wrong.
Let's talk in general terms.
You're talking in general terms.
Go ahead.
Anyways, there's two parts of an appeal. Don't do both. And if it goes in our favor, either one, it can go back to trial. You get a retrial. They'll retrial.
That's one option.
Whatever lawyer that we pick, we'll try that lawyer. It won't be Jim. It may go back to Nancy's court, but I would think that these lawyers would.
I didn't hear that part.
It may go back to her courtroom, but they may argue that she's already shown bias.
You just
Yes, she has. She fucking has. I don't like her.
Down the road, don't worry about it. All we're worried about now is filing the notice of appeal.
Yeah, one step at a time. This whole process could take a month, up to 6 months, up to 8 months. It's a process.
We have to get the transcript and the discovery.
Right, and we have a meeting coming up at the beginning of next week to start talking about that part.
But nothing really gets going until we get the transcript.
And even then, it's just hopefully you'll be in Marysville at that point. We can talk in person. Okay.
My docket still doesn't say travel.
Shit together.
What did you say?
My docket still doesn't say like sheriff transport.
No.
So weird.
Not yet. He said probably a couple weeks. There's just not a lot of women. So it's just a process, Pumpkin.
What the fuck just died? What the fuck?
What you said?
Why the fuck did my cow just goddamn die? That's weird as fuck. No, my cow just died. I didn't even do anything. I don't know why it just died.
It's weird.
Yeah, that just made me so. Oh, that's why that little fuck killed my fucking cow. Bitch,
Who else did you talk to today?
Laura.
Oh, that's right. How'd that go?
Good. I love her.
That's good.
Yeah, I miss her.
Yeah. She loves the hell out of you. She was like, I love her. She's actually my only real friend I've ever had.
Are you for real?
Mm-hmm. Laura.
I love her so much.
Yeah. Her name's Laura.
I met her on TikTok.
Yep. You are an actual real
You
friend.
have 1 minute left.
To your core.
You want me to call you back?
Hey, man.
You're loud as fucking. Just shut up. I just said.
Well, wait, let me call my mom back real quick because I'm going to fill her in on stuff too. And then we have our video call at 8, and then I'll be home by then.
Okay, I love you, Mom. I'll talk to you
All right,
later.
I love you too, Pumpkin. Yeah.
Love you.
Well, no, we still got to say that. But Daddy says love you too. She says love you too.
We got to find a book that we both like. And what we can do is we can read a chapter and we can talk about it just to give you something to do.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm reading Harry Potter book 4.
Yeah, I know. So talk about
But
it.
I want to read it with her. So what we can do is read two
What book
chapters,
are you on?
and we'll call and we can talk about it.
I'm on book 3.
It's gonna be our book club.
She's on book 3.
I've read all.
I know. So just reread it so you can talk about it. She hasn't. It'll be brand new for her.
Thank you for using Security.
Love you.
Goodbye.
There was another one I found. I'm too tired to look for it now, but I heard it today. I thought this was it, where she tells her mom, I need you to change my Instagram or TikTok, and I need you to write, if you don't have haters, then you're not important, something like that. And the mom's like, what do you want me to write? She's like, if you don't have haters, then you're doing something wrong. That's what it was. If you don't have haters, you're doing something wrong. So I was like, okay, I like that statement, but really? And yeah, but I'll find it tomorrow. A parenting book would help, but that's why I'm telling you, that's why I think she is the way she is, because she really thought she was getting out in like 3 to 6 months. So I'm going to close out tonight with Dominic's mom is trying to get a law passed. It is called Dom's Law, Victims Before Influencers. And they're basically trying to modernize the Son of Sam law, where you can't make money off, by writing a book. Well, now, because of social media and how big social media is, they are now trying to make a law where, hold on, let me pull it up. I thought it was really interesting. Well, so it's called Dom's Law, and it argues that it was written for an era of book deals and television interviews, not TikTok, YouTube, and online crowdfunding. So Dominic's mom did a change.org, which we know doesn't mean anything. But after watching renewed public attention surrounding the case and worrying that notoriety tied to violent crime can be turned on into clicks, followers, and money. I had the idea a couple of weeks ago. The background of it is that, so my brother's murderer, who I will not name, she has been obsessed with herself and being social media famous from the very beginning. That seems to be all she cares about. Russo says it's painful for victims' families to see what she describes as online attention and potential opportunities connected to a tragedy. Right after she killed my brother, she laid in a hospital bed making TikToks within hours of killing 2 people. They sat there on Instagram trying to get modeling gigs hours after killing 2 people. Seems to be listening to the calls. That's pretty much all they care about. Her mom's telling her to write a book. They very much go back and forth laughing about how this famous cases, things like that. So a couple of weeks ago, I was just thinking, how can I stop it? The petition known as Dom's Law is named in honor of Dominic Russo and his friend Davion Flanagan. Russo said the effort to tie the idea of victims before influencers and focus on closing what she says is digital loopholes that can allow convicted violent offenders to benefit from crime-based notoriety. I actually think it's a really good law, and I think it's great, like literally great. Yeah, if you have haters, you must be doing something right. Russo said this isn't only about her brother. She wants Davion Flanagan's name reflected in the effort as well. Davion is a part of this. This would also be with him too. I'm going to change probably the name and put him on it. She said, Russo says the goal is to prevent victims' families from being re-traumatized while someone convicted of a violent crime builds influence, income connected to the offense. No victim's family should have to watch the person who killed their loved one turn that crime into attention, followers, donations, sponsorships, merchandise, paid interviews, documentaries, social media income, to all other personnel benefits. She's not wrong, though. I mean, I think it's great. She says a modernized law should also address attempts to find loopholes through people or channels. Russo believes Ohio's current law is outdated because he predates the modern social media economy, including platform payouts, brand deals, live stream, gift subscriptions, and crowdfunding. Current laws are outdated because they're written long before social media, which is true. So here's the link if anyone wants to sign it. But in my opinion, it really is a good law. It's got 58,000 signatures. And there you go. There's the link. But it really happens to be a good law. And it's true, though. Son of Sam laws are so fucking outdated. And most of the stuff with the courts are outdated. Now, the only problem is change.orgs do nothing. Like, I don't even know why change.org is a thing. But I think if they get enough clout, it should be federal. Oh, I thought they meant Ohio signed it. But yeah, if you live in Ohio, I would absolutely sign it. But yeah, I found that tonight too. Oh, where'd it go? So this was put out yesterday. Oh shit, I just realized today's my brother's birthday. It's 27th. So all right, I'm going to bed though. I had like 2 hours of sleep last night. I'm fucking exhausted. But I hope everyone enjoyed tonight. A little change from the norm. But like I said, I was into this case and I wasn't into the case, and I was into it, then I wasn't into it. But lately I got back into it. And I just think it's wild. Like, I saw that interview and I was like, I gotta share this. So, but yeah, there's literally thousands, and I mean thousands of Son of Sam law was deemed. Was it really? Son of Sam law was deemed unconditional in 91 and had to be rewritten. So it's kind of, yeah, but did you hear it, Captain Napkin? Captain Napkin. I mean, what they're trying to do makes a lot of sense. And I really think that it could go somewhere because it's true. Look at what happened with Wade Wilson. He made almost $100,000. And if more people listen to that stupid idiot clown, she could do the same. Yeah, what do they do for a living? I mean, I know Russo is a popular name, but I wonder what they do for a living. Because they seem to have lots of money.
Now, as Strongsville police releasing records in a case making national headlines. The crash involving Mackenzie Shirilla. Here's Vasi Prokos.
It started with a car crash in July 2022. Police say Mackenzie Shirilla was driving up to 100 miles per hour before slamming into a brick wall. Dominic.
Oh, she's an attorney? Then she doesn't need a change.org. She could do it herself. I mean, that's all you need is an attorney to make laws happen. So, okay, so if they're into politics and a lawyer, they should be able to get the law done. I figured you meant unconstitutional. Yeah, but everyone knows that every court system is so outdated. Like, it's crazy. So completely outdated. See what I mean, though? There's like so much stuff that pops up on this case that you kind of like, all right, let me watch this now. And this is what's happening. It's like every time I think I'm done, all of a sudden something else pops up. Like this.
Russo, her boyfriend at the time, and their friend Davion Flanagan were killed. Shirilla survived.
17-year-old female still breathing, wedged in there.
In the months after the crash, questions grew about whether it was intentional. It was initially ruled an accident, but investigators pointed to interviews and early forensic findings they say suggested more to the story.
So you can see like the hard braking was right at the wall, and then her high speed was after the hard braking.
Shirilla was arrested in November 2022, facing criminal charges in connection to the crash. In 2023, Shirilla pleaded not guilty at her arraignment. She later chose a bench trial, putting the decision in the judge's hands instead of a jury. Prosecutors argue Shirilla intentionally crashed the car to kill Russo and Flanagan. The defense maintained she did not intend to hurt anyone.
There's very light traffic to no traffic in Strongsville on a Sunday morning.
A Cuyahoga County Commons Pleas judge found Shirilla guilty on all counts in the double fatal crash. Strongsville police released phone calls between Shirilla and her mother last week.
Write your book. Start writing your book. You hear what I'm saying?
The case has also resurfaced after Netflix released its documentary, The Crash, on May 15th, 2026. Speaking on camera from jail, Shirilla said she regrets the deaths of Russo and Flanagan, and again suggested her POTS diagnosis may have played a role. And since that documentary was released, this is the first time many people have heard directly from Shirilla about the case. She was sentenced to life in prison with parole eligibility after 15 years. Vasi Prokos, 19 News.
That was
all new at 10.
That was like the biggest fucking clickbait. It said police release records, and meanwhile, it had nothing to do with that. Easily controlled or someone's incarcerated. No, because look what happened with Wade Wilson. He just had somebody else control the money. Now, that's another thing, though. Like, when Netflix bought Making a Murderer, they bought the rights to Brendan Dassey's story. And I'm wondering if they did the same here. Did they buy Mackenzie's rights? Because if they did, her parents got a big chunk of money, just like Brendan Dassey's family did. So I wonder if they did, and that's why it leans towards them being innocent. Same reason it leans towards Mackenzie being innocent. And why they don't do it with other people, like they never did a Wade Wilson one. Maybe Wade wouldn't sell his rights. I wonder if there's any way to find out if Mackenzie's family sold their rights. I don't know if Brendan Dassey's was public. I only know because I knew insiders. But I wonder if that's what it is. Because every documentary, I mean, think about it. Every documentary that, and I'm sorry I'm loud tonight. My ears are clogged, so I can't fucking hear. Every documentary that Netflix seems to do that's like controversial, it's always leaning towards innocent or to change the mind of people. And I do wonder if that's what this is based on. Because it does lean where you would have questions, and is she innocent? So I'm starting to think that, wow, maybe she sold her rights. Maybe the family sold their rights, which I wouldn't doubt. Just something to keep in mind. But I don't think that would be public, though. I'll look, but I don't think that would be public. Oh. Netflix did not buy Mackenzie Shirilla's rights. Instead, the platform released documentary titled The Crash, which covers 2022. Film features interviews from Shirilla and her family as they were not paid for their appearances. All right. They say no. Yeah, they say they didn't. But I don't know if they would have to release it. I don't know. Maybe the producer's a big fan of Crime Silly Boy. But at the same time, some of the stuff he said looks interesting too. Do I sound good? My ears are clogged. Both ears are clogged. It's like I can't hear. I keep getting water in them. Oh, they don't disclose that only bought the licensing and the distribution. Interesting. So I guess there's another documentary about them. There's only one. Wild. NBC News journalist Ellison Barber hosts Allegedly, which is a podcast. And then she had Hell on Wheels, the case of Mackenzie Shirilla. I mean, you can't get away from this girl. She's everywhere. A&E had one, Killer Cases, Murder on Wheels. Vinnie Politan had one. Mean Girl Murders. A lot of podcast stuff. All right, but my ass is off to bed. If you guys want to do part 2 tomorrow, believe me, there's enough stuff to cover her for like a fucking year. Like, no joke. There's that much information out there. That's what I'm saying, Michelle. It's everywhere. I'm like, I can't get away from this girl. But I really do find it interesting, the people that believe she's innocent, because, like, am I missing something here? Like, she's definitely not innocent. I mean, there's no way she's innocent. I believe that. So, I mean, just look at it. This is crazy. Hold on. You guys got to see this. Like, I think this has more info than fucking than Wade Wilson had. Look at this. So this is just comments from above. Related articles. Mackenzie. Oh, wow. I remember this one. Wade Wilson. That's funny that I just mentioned Wade Wilson. Mackenzie. It's like you just can't get away from it. Ah, I know. I had to go charge my phone. All right. I really am going to bed, though. But that's what I'm saying. There's so much information to look at. I don't know what's going to be different, but a lot of jail calls. Sorry, I am off to bed. I'll see you beautiful people tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. And I work tomorrow, so it'll be tomorrow night. But check out Just Irish during the day. And I will see you guys mañana. Have a wonderful night. And thank you guys for being here. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the way out. And I will see you guys tomorrow.